Welcome to a special episode of Dialogue Log, the Gamer Matters podcast. Which is also celebrating Gamer Malaya and Gamer Matters Game of the Year Awards 2023. It's December, my friends. This December.
It's that time of the year.
Yep. And as always, here we go again for the 7th time, well, at least 6th time on recording. We are here. We convene here. We are gonna talk about the best, not only the best games we've played, but also discuss what games deserve specific awards that we have set aside for. If you are listening here this episode first, be sure to check out our previous episode where we outline the top 30 games of 2023. If you need an explainer of what those games are, it's there. It's a long listen, yes. I believe it's almost 3 hours long, but put it on. It's a podcast. You know how it works. Those conversations serve as context, as we're just gonna be going into the nitty-gritty of it all, showing you a peek behind the curtain, behind the scenes of how the heck do people give out awards. Well, hopefully they are doing it like this, not just like putting in a random ballot, ticking a box in a random ballot, something like that. Anyway, before we go further, introducing the panel, we have Daniel over there.
Oh, once again.
On the other side is Anand.
What's up?
And I am Amirul Mekronos Ashraf or Mac. And let's explain some rules, the ground rules we have for the Gamer Malaya and Gamer Matters Game of the Year Awards 2023. Essentially the same rules apply from last year, which we have like not hard-coded. We have written down, we have made it public, and we are still following those rules. And those rules are, the first thing, the judging panel are all regular stuff on the side, basically the editorial team, which is basically just these 3 chuckleheads. So what is the opinion of this media outlet? It represents these 3 people's collective opinion, essentially. And this is once you know, the shortlisting of the top 30 games has been done before this deliberation has started. So all of the awards will have at least 5 shortlisted 5 shortlisted games, 1 winner plus 4 runner-ups essentially, maximum. It can be less, but there shall be 1 winner. But if there are more than 5, we have to whittle down the list. And usually there are.
And then they have to go inside a battle royale winner. We don't need to do that, right? Not anymore?
Depends. For this year, for 2023, the cutoff date is December 8, 2023. Usually the cutoff date is either designated as the last date of a major video game release, or after that one particular game award event has concluded. So either or lah. But for this year, magically those 2 Venn diagrams overlap each other. So December 8 is the last game to be accounted for. All of the games listed in our top 30 games have been all full releases, no early access games. There were instances of past early access games that made into our top 30 list, but this has not been retroactively changed, but this is what we're sticking with. To that said, any games that are releasing version 1.0 this year can be nominated despite it being like early access in a couple of years ago.
Yep.
On all of the top 30 games that we have listed previously, one of us has been watching for it. So when we are getting into the deliberations, there won't be there won't be a weird finger pointing moment. So who put it here? Everybody is bringing their baby here. They know who they are championing for. And basically you can read down the rest. Oh, one last thing. that is relevant to this discussion, to this deliberation. The winners of these awards are not based on objectivity alone. It is a very subjective award. We have bias will be there. Again, this is the opinion of 3 people, and we are allowed to have opinions. So feel free to disagree or agree should our final judgment turns out after this. And yes, we do award review scores for games, but those will not matter during the Game of the Year awards. So
Yes.
we are judging them not objectively. That's a whole different discussion. So a game that has a 10 out of 10 score does not matter, that it doesn't automatically win Game of the Year, is what I'm saying. We have a process to get through. Now that we have laid down the ground rules, let's go and deliberate the first award we have on the show, Best Game on Game Pass.
Yep. So best game on Game Pass is essentially the games that we have played thanks to the power of Xbox's very successful Game Pass subscription service. It's been going on since, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2017, 2018. First announced, but now it's the big thing. Everybody has Game Pass in some form or way.
And last year, they've introduced it in Southeast Asia officially. And hence,
yes.
we have this interesting category of an award.
Please sponsor us. Anyway.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, anyway. So here are the nominees for the best game on Game Pass. We'll go alphabetically. So we'll be starting with Hi-Fi Rush. Ooh, this one is by Tango Softworks and Bethesda, published by Bethesda, and it was a shadow drop earlier in January. Really good game. Following that is Nilwit's Lies of P. An amazing Soulsborne game that takes in, the lore of Pinocchio and twists it into a sort of Bloodborne-esque style.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they did competently, as
Yes.
I may say.
And that's why they're here. Then on the list we have the latest in the Like a Dragon series, Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name. Basically the swan song for Mr. Kiryu Kazuma, sorry. And
Yoryu.
Joryu. Oh yeah, that's his name. Yeah, Joryu. It's pretty good. Like good entry there for the Yakuza series or the Like a Dragon series, if you want to call it. Then we have our wild card for this one. It is Slayers X Terminal Aftermath Vengeance of the Slayer. And if you heard our episode, last episode, this game is wild, and it deserves to be in this nomination list. Also, to be deserving on this nomination list, depending on who you ask, is Bethesda's Starfield. Biggest game, I'm pretty sure that, this is the biggest game on Game Pass. Still is. And, man, I can't believe they at least essentially giving this game for free.
Yeah. I was like, okay, they probably like exclusivity on Steam or some, or as in paid platforms exclusivity. Let's say
nope.
after 5 months, then go to Game Pass. But no, they want Game Pass.
No Game Pass.
I was so
Dang.
surprised.
Alright. And then we have our final 2 entries of nominations. We have the EA Originals Wild Hearts, which is a very good Monster Hunter clone that sadly didn't get the respect it deserved, but here we are. We are here. And lastly, we have Wulong Fallen Dynasty. Koei Tecmo's is it Koei Tecmo?
Yep. Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo.
Yep, Koei Tecmo's yearly Soulsborne entry by the looks of it. Alright, so the timer, because we have a timer for this time, we have a 15-minute timer for all of it or just one game?
Overall lah.
Overall, alright. The timer for 50 minutes starts.
Okay, just start it. Because I don't think we should dedicate every a specific minute for a game because
Yes.
let's just do the whole argument about okay, how do this is always an open-ended question, and this year, how do you define best game or Game Pass? What merit are we judging this game? The award for this year.
Yeah, this year again. Like this year is quite interesting. Is the fact that all of the entries here could have been a very good $60 or $70 title, man. Which they are.
Some of them
Yeah.
it can be a lopsided argument, so that's why because we are looking at like a dinky ass game like Slayers X, which has its charms, and then on the other side we have Starfield, the biggest anticipated game of the year, some may argue. So it is an interesting contrast. So but that's the beauty of Game Pass lah, kan, in some way or form, but still
everything is on level playing field.
Yeah.
So like I'm looking at, if you're gonna, at least for me lah, for what I'm looking at right now, if you're gonna award the best game on Game Pass, it's something that makes your subscription worthy of the price. You get your money back.
Like for the price of here in Malaysia, it's still 15 ringgit per month, and you get like Starfield, which is a pretty good bargain, can per se. You just have to spend 120 gigs of HDD or SDD RAM, SDD storage. So where do we start the arguments? Time is ticking.
We start with whittling down to the 5 games because there are 7 right now.
Yeah. All right. I'm not vouching for. I'm going to go wild here. I'm not going to vouch for Starfield because you two like Starfield, so I'm going to vouch for Slayers X. I played it. I love it. Yeah, that I think like that is the charm of Game Pass, kan, of this subscription base. Because if you look at like that, kan, if you look it on the Steam storefront, it's Slayers X. Now I'm not going to play this game. This looks garbage. Tapi when you see the usually can ends in the Xbox app, you can see, oh yeah, these games are now available, and you see this very poorly cruded punya wallpaper. Yeah, I want to try that. Just curious, the curiosity basically. And I think like Slayers X deserves to be top 5 because just for that alone, like it's just the weirdness, the nightyness, the dinge, the terrible lip sync, the terrible cutscenes. Like no, all of it are in canon of their own universe, which is the big Hypnospace Outlaw universe, and I love it.
Okay.
So I shall vote for Slayer.
And I don't think Hi-Fi Rush can be escorted out of the stage for this one. Mainly because I believe the fact that not only the game has been shadow dropped, but it's also shadow dropped on Game Pass really helped that game gain traction. People like getting on it. What the hell is this game? Oh, it's free. I have Game Pass. I can play it right now. That magical moment is something that we don't see usually, and I think that is still one of the highlights of this year. Suddenly we just learned a new game. It's out now. And some people are technically already have access to it right there and there. You can download it now, like okay, and it's not a free to play game.
It's a $40 title, yeah. So it's like 120 ringgit, yeah.
So,
120 ringgit game.
And it also proves the point that thanks to Game Pass, we can still have interesting games which are not like going full AAA budget, but still wants to experiment just a little bit. It allows that sort of games. I won't say Hi-Fi Rush is a big game, but the market between AAA and indie lah, let's say that.
Alright, so Alan, anything do you want to cover for?
Of course, I'm standing for Lies of P. Well,
Lies of P, yeah, can you hear you?
Yeah.
So because it's the thing, like, so you talk about it can in length that it is basically just PC Bloodborne, and that's why you're lucky there.
Yeah, I mean they put on Game Pass as that everyone just pay your 15 per month and play this. Like it deserves the the recognition as a very competent Sourceborne. Yeah, and for me that I think Lies of P alone is worth at least half a year of my subscription.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so right now kan, I'm seeing 3 games that are in the danger zone. So like a Dragon Gaiden, Wild Hearts and Wolong.
Who gets?
We gonna boot 2 out. We gonna escort 2 out of this stage and keep 1. Like a Dragon Gaiden is interesting in the fact that if you treat this game as a collection of mini games, the best mini games of the Yakuza / Like a Dragon series, is worth your money. But I'm not sure if it's the right game to introduce new players to the series. I don't think so.
Oh yeah,
you
no, it's not.
you need some understanding of what the hell this series is about. But as a as a collection of this is the densest of Like a Dragon's. Is it a package of Like a Dragon's best mini games and activities kan? It's a good package to be getting for free on Game Pass lah. I mean not free technically kan, you still pay a subscription.
Yeah, it's too bad.
And you still have to remember also within Like a Dragon Gaiden, there's also what you say, emulated Sega games. It's the first time we see Daytona 2 emulated on console.
Yeah.
Daytona, yeah.
Wild Hearts would have been a good argument if that game has a better
Support? Yeah, but
okay, support and also like a thriving community, because this game, if it would have the same argument of your Monster Hunters be on Game Pass, because you have friends, you can convince friends to play together. Wolong also a bit shaky lah, because I'm not sure the Game Pass push helped that game that much.
because just quick tech mode, because it's quick tech mode. They already have the pool kan. People want a quick tech mode game. Anyway.
I don't see the influx of people playing Wolong thanks to Game Pass. Even though it's quite a steal lah to be on this subscription. But then again, there's so many Souls-like games on Game Pass if you think about it. And I'm not just thinking about Lies of P on the top of my mind. There are a few more just this year. So okay.
So, is it a curtains for Mr. Wulong?
The hidden dragon will remain hidden.
Damn, rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Rest in pepperonis.
Rest in pepperoni, man.
It's still a good game. Go check it out lah. But not in the
Yeah.
ending for the one. Yeah, Wolong means hidden dragon if I'm not mistaken.
Now it's a true Fallen Dynasty.
Now it's a true one, I see. Oh no.
Wild Hearts is also a bit tough to argue, because when it comes to multiplayer games, it would have been an easier argument when you can see like, oh, everybody's playing this game.
Yeah, the problem, like, even though it is a Monster Hunter drug, and like we're that's 2 more years until the next Monster Hunter, but no one's playing Wild Hearts, sadly.
This game deserves better lah, but unfortunately I don't think it can stay around for this one. Also, we have a 5.
We have a 5.
We have our 5 games. So what's the best on Game Pass?
Okay, how many minutes has elapsed?
Alright. So we have literally 5 minutes. Okay.
Please wrap it up.
Please wrap it up. We have 5
Sticky.
minutes.
I mean,
Please wrap it up.
5 minutes. So 5 games, 5 minutes. Okay, go. Alright, so since I already talked about Slayers again, I've already defended. Now for the top 5, I'm defending my choice as usual, and it is Garfield. Like the moment when In Exiles, basically the former devs of the Fallout franchise, who without any doubt always dunks on Bethesda if they do anything. when they announced Starfield's coming to, I think, Game Pass, or is it like the first reveal? The first thing that InXile Entertainment did was literally Photoshop a picture of Garfield on their logo. Like, you would know this game is going to be something else. And it is something else. Like, I've actually bought this game already. So, this game has gone beyond Game Pass for me. For the last, 200 hours? Clock time so far? So I shall defend. I think they are the best game Game Pass. But what about you guys?
I want to hear if Anan has any other arguments because if
I don't know. You go first, Mac.
Oh my god.
Same
oh
thing.
man, I forgot to check because that's why I want to get your opinions out first because I need to check on something. Because I think out of the three of us, I'm the one who actually the only one probably who have played Starfield purely via Game Pass, and I have ashamedly clocked in quite a number of hours, which is. Oh god. Oh yeah, okay, I got the numbers now. Apparently based on the Xbox wrap up thing and the science flashing wrap it up right now.
Yeah.
The Starfield has I have sunk like 252 hours in Starfield.
Oh god.
Same, baby, same. 259 for me.
So if you ask me, do I have did I got my value for money on Game Pass yet? I freaking did. Based on playtime.
And more. And more. Like 200 hours.
Maybe you know what I'm looking at. Maybe I kind of regret spending 200 hours. Maybe just 50 hours would have been enough. But that's another.
I don't.
That's another story altogether.
That's a Bethesda game.
That's the
It's a curse of a Bethesda game.
time sinks. Yeah, that time sinks.
But the fact that I have like put in the time, and if I argue that I've only spent 15 ringgit for that particular month to access to this game, and I've spent this amount of hours, I think I've got my fill.
Oh my god. Alright, Alan. Tiebreaker, or is it over for this category? Alright,
You know, as much as I love like some of these games like Lies of P and Hi-Fi Rush, just the gravity of Bethesda game, like the whole big ass planet size of a game just drop like essentially free, right?
Yeah, it's actually free.
$15 a month, essentially free. So yeah, and a lot of people get their money worth for Starfield. Yeah, I think that's a strong case for Starfield being the best game on Game Pass.
Alright, so I think that's it.
We gotta wrap it up lah, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah,
we have a
wrap it
winner.
up.
The
We
best.
have a winner. Easy win.
Easy win.
I mean, for this year, the main argument we've been using for best game on Game Pass is value for money, which is
Yeah.
very biased to a particular game lah. So congratulations to Starfield for winning best game on Game Pass.
Yeah, hold on. Where's the button prompt? I lost it already.
Okay, don't press weird sound effect buttons.
Is this
don't
one?
spoil the moment. Okay.
The golf clap.
Yeah, and the listeners will actually listen to some bit of the soundtrack of the game right now. So yeah, congratulations, worth our money.
So now we shall go into our second category. It's the one where the best games that has maybe captured the spirit and the soul of the typical internet user. You know, captures our conservation, our social media, and maybe, if they're lucky, capture the art, the shit posts that they have committed, generated in a while. It is our best meme generator. And the nominees are from Bandai Namco, and from software we have Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. Yep, it is. Armored Core is back, and they have come in with a bang. No pun intended. Another game that came in like a wrecking ball, and that is Larian Studios' Baldur's Gate 3. Like, ooh, so many things we can talk about this one, but we shall move on. Next, we have from Business Suite 3 and Square Enix, it is Final Fantasy 16 for Best Meme Generator. Then we go down into the Residents that are evil. It is Capcom's Resident Evil 4, the remake. And lastly, also from Capcom as well, it's a Street Fight, everyone. It's Street Fighter 6. And the timer starts now.
Good news. There's only 5.
Yeah, so we can talk for 15 minutes without issues.
Okay. Let me get out of the way first. For this year, there's a running theme and running gag, I guess. There's a current trend between when it comes to the meme generator awards this year, because it's very easy to get nominations this year, and mostly it has been through the power of voice actor driven shitposts.
Yes.
The fact that the voices of the characters in our video games have directly contributed to the culture that is memeing and shitposting has tremendously improved the quality of
Yeah.
the weird ass community of, you say, the game lives on within the community essentially. It's not just if you about the fandom, that's the word I'm looking for. The fandom.
The fandom.
The fandom has been thriving. I mean,
Yeah.
shout out to Alex Lee for Street Fighter for championing Street Fighter 6, and also Ben Starr for championing Final Fantasy 16. They are like, in particular, Alex Lee have like recreated whole ass memes, doing mocaps just to do the whole joke about, hey, this is Ryu from Streets. He got the actual person who voiced Ryu to read that in Ryu's voice. He went all out to get not officially endorsed, but memes with support from the direct line. Authentic memes.
Senke, yes. I reckon now Senke be set for Baldur's Gate 3 because they're the same thing. Like, there was like this one meme, but because one of the storyline is basically Shadowheart, one of our companions, is basically nothing bad can ever happen to her, so everybody calls her what's the quote? God's favorite princess. Well, guess what line just popped up in the latest update? That exact line, spoken by Shadowheart's voice actress in game, without missing a beat. So yeah, this shit posting punya style is very cool to see it even in game. Oh boy. So pick your poison, Mac. Which one do you watch for?
I'm not watching yet, but let me explain Armored Core 6 weird ass fandom.
Gasoline Chan, that's what I know.
Okay, for one thing, the whole thing about Armored Core 6 is that within the game there are no human character models. Everybody is just talking, and you just have not even a portrait, you just have a 2D emblem to represent the person. And yet here we are, the art community from, I guess, the extended From Software fandom lah kan. They have like created, designed, interpreted the looks of every character in the game. Even the ones who technically doesn't even have a human form, aka Ayer, aka Petroleum Chan.
Petroleum Chan.
And it goes even weirder. Some people have like expressed their specific fetishes in the form of the handler Walter, this very stubborn, very distant person who basically acts as your handler lah, who gives you missions and is very cool to you kan. People are turned on with his very gravely voice for whatever
yeah.
reason, and now all
Eh,
there are very kinky fan fiction about him. Oh, God damn it!
that's
This is
what I
a
like to
game about
see.
robots, by the way. This is just a game about people controlling big ass giant robots, by the way. And of course, the meme generators goes on because this game has a livery editor in, and people have recreated various creations. My favorite will always be people are cosplaying as Megas XLR, because apparently you can have a robot and have a very flat head, which you can decal it to look like the head is just a car, which is on point. And you have that song playing when they do the montages, and we dig giant robots.
Oh yeah, I remember this one funny Armored Company meme as well. The one where essentially our Raven or apa 46 our
Six to
code
one.
number 621, yeah. We're just an elaborate dog just following orders.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just a golden retriever, just like yeah, sure.
There were few voice lines that reference us as dogs, just a hound dog, and the community ran with it.
Yes, we are we are literally a dog piloting a 50 megaton mech. Yes.
Yeah. Also, last thing about Ahmad Kosik, shout out to our buddy Rusty. The guy just the guy doesn't even have a lot of doesn't appear in a lot of missions, but the fact that he keeps calling you buddy is enough to like
Oh,
elicit a Pavlovian response. He called me buddy. He's the only one guy that's nice to us in the whole ass game. Not
And
counting
for the
Petroleum Chan. She's not a person.
No, buddy, everyone in the under AC community. White eyes, white eyes. Oh no.
Apparently, the Ace Combat Core connection allegations has yet to be beaten.
When you have a character that literally calls you buddy, I'm pretty sure that's hard. Oh my god.
Oh, for Capcom games, Resident Evil 4 and Street Fighter 6, yan, we should mention one thing that made a lot of memes, which may not be a thing in the future.
What?
Mods.
Oh no.
Thirsty mods.
Yo, it's over.
I think that the biggest thing that really like get people talking about Resident Evil 4 was that one mod
The
where
thirsty
Leon
mod,
wears how do I describe it? It's a very tight shirt that exposes the midriff. For whatever reason, if people think that is attractive, sure, I don't mind that. But the fact that people want that kind of mods is what really propagate those two Capcom games. Even Street Fighter 6 has their own interesting mods.
To the
Quote,
point
unquote.
that they, to one unfortunate time, but hey ho.
I think the word thirsty mods should imply enough of what we're saying. But we have to pick a favorite. We have to pick the best.
I want to go for collectively. I want to go for Petroleum Chan and her cute dog. Yeah, Baldur's Gate is fine. Like Baldur's Gate, literally, is too thirsty. Is not only too thirsty, not only shit posting, tapi the fact that there are literally fan art of our character 621 becoming a dog, and like that's just another level of funny.
Yeah, there are whole less plots developing outside of the game, because even though the game just have like doesn't have a lot of like what you say compared to other games, kan, they don't have like a lot of different world building stuff or big, but it's just enough material to work with that the community can have just invented something else to be a fan of. Like, I mean, there are like the stat nerds who like min max the builds out there, kan, but the fandom the ones who are making art or discussing the game non-stop, man. They are running with their own fan fiction and whatever in a game about giant robots.
Heck yeah.
Anan, you have anything to add?
Okay. For me, like a good let's say a good meme generator winner is for a game that's like serious, but then the emergent behavior of the players. Like, okay, let's make a meme out of this. They just see comedy within all the seriousness. So I think it yeah, it's our call.
It's our call.
The fact that the officially they have made no references to weird ass fan comedy. I mean they still highlight fan art and whatever again. So the cool ones, but they have never acknowledged any of the weird stuff people have conjured out of their
All
fanaticism.
of them.
Like
This is a serious game.
Ah.
German,
Cowards, all of them.
But the community was like, nah. Uno reverse card.
Are we in unison with this?
Yeah.
Best meme generator?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Uh,
They are flying high with borrowed wings.
And it costs you money.
So shout out to all the fan arts that keeps on going. Like but still that being said, I still love the fact that people within the game development scene notice the memes and start to do like chip in, which is also hilarious in its own way.
so we shall now reset the clock once again because it's time for our most serious award for this year. For the last 7 years as well, 6-7 years, this is our most serious award. We have taken this far too seriously for everyone to notice, and ironic enough, it's also our most normal genre-based game award, and it's there for a reason. It's best racing game. So for this year's, our contenders are from Electronic Arts and Codemasters. We have EA Sports WRC. Then from Visual Concepts and 2K is Lego 2K Drive. Then we have our wildcard. This year we have a wildcard because it's a wild year. Our wildcard for this year best racing game is Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name by Sega and Ryaga Gotoku Studios. That's the reason why. Don't worry about it. And our final nominee for best racing game is by Ubisoft and Ivory Tower, The Crew Motorfest. It's now the liberation times. So why is Like a Dragon Gaiden here?
Okay, first, good news. We have less than 5, so all of them are automatically
Into the list, yes.
into the list. And yes, that includes Like a Dragon Gaiden, because here's my argument for this. It's twofold. One is the biggest, one of the more prominent mini games available in Like a Dragon Gaiden, which is Pocket Circuit Racing. For those who are not familiar, let me use some keywords. Tamiya, Dash Yonkuro, small toy cars, customization. Okay, that should get some people interested already. What the hell is this? And for those who know, you know what it is.
Yeah.
You know what it is.
Mm-hmm. And again, the best part of the whole Pocket Circuit Racing minigame is that Kiryu, now Joryu, is so passionate about this. He's like unironically into it. This is like he's putting out all of himself into beating people, beating kids. Not beating kids literally, but beating kids in racing cars, in racing toy cars. Like, oh, god damn it, he really is into the. Just look at the way the game is presented. Kan, before you start the race, Jory will pull a post and call out his car's name. Orewa Korang Tiger. Oh no, it doesn't have Golden Tiger. This time it starts with Korang Jaguar. Golden Jaguar.
Got Jaguar, my god.
And then when he loses, oh man, there's a spotlight on top, and he's just like slow clapping. Yeah, congratulations. And then swipes to the side, and he just shows a grimace like, God damn it, I lost.
Damn it, I lost. Don't show it to the kids. Don't show wheels to the kids.
And then he has a podium pose when he won. Like, oh god, baby, he's very much into it. He's very happy that he is like racing cars. The gameplay itself is also strong. I don't think any other racing game has this sort of like side grade stuff where
Yeah.
you have to tune your car or basically use your customize your car to a very specific track where the track have specific gimmicks. Like you can't just do an overall normal build to win your races. You have to tinker, you have to adjust the parts, and if you don't have the parts, you have to go out and look for parts. So you have to play like a Dragon Gaiden. And there's a lot of it also. It's like, oh, you thought it was just here. Okay, this is the last race. Oh no, look at that cafe. There's another room inside. Oh, now it gets serious. There's more. Okay, but that's the first argument. There's another argument also. Inside like a Dragon Gaiden is Daytona USA 2.
Ah, yes.
Daytona
Oh,
USA 2 is a freaking good arcade racer.
I
And it
agree.
performed well. You can just have fun with just playing a game within a game. Okay, but let's hear about other racing games.
Ooh. This year, God, like the last few years, God, we haven't mentioned any Codemaster games besides Grid Legend that one year. But this year, a normal sports game in the form of WRC is actually really good. Because like for those who are not in the know, not really in racing games, so WRC is essentially time trial or just race against the clock. It's you, the track, and the time, and that's it. But the best part of it again, of WRC is that it is the track is your enemy because they can be like so many jumps, so many corners, like so many sharp corners in locations that like if you're a normal person you drive here, you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna drive in this terrain, that's dirt and everything. But no, they're racing it in essentially those Twingos, those Renault Twingos or the Toyota Yaris, just a bit wide in the body to the left with some tire modification rights, maybe electric batteries, you know. And I think like I mentioned yesterday as well, the best part of WRC is that you can build a car from scratch, essentially. Like platform, you know, how do you like your wheels, front engine, mid engine, and you can just make a bonkers car and then race with like the best of the WRC team. Why? Why not? You can. And this game is actually good, reasonably priced as well. Like it's only 159, so like it's not $60, it's 30. And for this level of engagement and this level of gaming, and for a niche rally type ring game, it's actually pretty good. I think it's so well because we don't have the metric numbers, but I think it's so well because I've seen non-stop like streams by our streamers and all. So I'm vouching for WRC. I think this should be the first time I'm vouching for a super serious racing game in the last 7 years. Dang. So that's one vote for. So that is one vote for. Kiryu, one vote for WRC.
I didn't say I'm voting for like a Dragon Gaiden. I'm saying is that it deserves to be here. Slight difference. And Lego Tokyo Drive is here because it is a competent open world racing game, even though it's not expected. especially from a developer with no racing game track record, but it is competent. It is fun to play. I won't say best, unfortunately, but it is among the best.
Wait, there is. I remember Visual Console made arcade mode, not arcade mode, go kart mode for their NBA game. So technically, there is a racing.
I guess that's where they prototype it all. Okay, okay. But
Like a
still,
go-kart mode.
my point still stands lah in the fact that it's not something you expect from the developers, but they delivered.
A different round wheel, not the round wheel that we used to. Oh, tapi kan, since you're talking about open world races, the Crew Motorfest, even though they've maybe like gone a bit lower in their scale of track, and it used to be the entirety of US, but it's just now one island in Hawaii. It's still quite nice, pretty good. Open world where jumps, turns, like you can still fly your planes and boats if you have them, and I really love, like, I think like one thing that makes a good open world racer for like those yang ada license title is the car list. And the Crew has a lot of an amazing car list. Like cars that you haven't seen in a while. Like, when's the last time you see the Mazda Cosmo, Mac? Besides Gran Turismo 4,
That's a rare pull there.
a Mazda Cosmo. Atau my personal favorite, the Mitsubishi GTO, or in some cases in the US it's called the GT2000. That is also like a rare car. It's not even GT. Yeah, it's not even GT7. Tak silap kan?
Nope.
The GT2000 is there in its glory. Like the car list is important for me. Like I don't mind. Like the reason why the likes of a certain motorsport game isn't here is that I besides my issues with their handling and their career mode, their car is quite dull. Sadly, like there's besides a few cars, like maybe the LMP cars, but the normal cars, the cars that you might see on the street, that car list is terrible. Meanwhile, in the Crew, yeah, cars that you haven't seen in a while, like the RS8, the Lamborghini Diablo, that is now rare somehow. It wasn't that popular, and then like the usual. Besides your usual stuff the Testarossa, the 911. Yeah, the Crew that nails it. Nails it. What we want, they have. And I think that's all. 4? That's all 5 that we'll talk about.
Here's the thing,
Yeah.
when it comes to best racing game, within the 4 we have shortlisted kan, here's the big picture thing. EA Sports WRC.
It's a corpo.
No. What I'm saying is, this game, within this series, this will gonna be a series kan. I think that this is the only time it will be in a strong shot of winning such an award.
Anything, yeah.
Because
betul.
after this, it's gonna be just a yearly entry kan, and it becomes less impressive moving forward. Even though the game would still be, some would what we would say, either at the same or better quality, but because it's a yearly annual game, it doesn't feel impactful.
Like for a first impression, this is pretty good for WRC. Like, yeah, like I remember the original back in the PS3 era, the old gen, like it was rough. But this one, everything, they nailed down everything right.
So it's between this and the Crew Motorfest is what I'm saying when it comes to winner. Unless Anan has anything to add.
Yeah, nothing.
This is Anna's rest break.
Okay. So what's the better argument for Motorfest? I think EA Sports WRC as a, if you consider a debut, a new series lah kan.
Technically, but it's under it's still the Dirt series.
And if you consider the jump from Dirt Rally 2.0 to WRC, how big is the jump?
No. That, no. I don't want to compare it with Dirt Rally 2.0. That's the one that's like a different, like basically macam apple to oranges. Even though it is still rally kan, tapi
So what,
it's Dirt 4 and 5. That's the correct way.
Rally game.
So Dirt 4.
Rally game.
So it's more of a like casual-ish.
For-
WRC.
4 was an interesting take of rally in the way that they added a roguelike mode.
Yes.
Okay.
But it was not like it was marketed as a more mainstream title lah compared to your Dirt Rallies. Okay, interesting. But then I feel like I'm leaning on Motorfest then, in the way that this is a competent. No, I'm not gonna use competent too much. Use other words.
No,
Use other words.
It is. You know, okay, I'll do maybe like what. Do you know what reminds me of the Motorfest kan? It reminds me of Drive Club, like this old game that launched alongside the PS4. Like it has that feel. It has the soul. Ironically enough, the developers of Drive Club are now working at WRC. But it has that weird thing, that weird tinge that I actually like.
I'm looking at Motorfest in a way that they have took the right lessons from Forza Horizon and create their own take of it.
Mm-hmm.
In a way that, oh yeah, people like story stuff and people want to learn about car culture. How about we figure out a better way than Horizon's Horizon stories? And I think that the what they call it, the playlist kan?
No, the playlist.
The playlist is actually pretty brilliant in a way that it's not just the same events. All of them feel like they are created just specifically for they are not using a template, which is interesting to say for a Ubisoft game.
Like weird. That's damn weird. Like the playlist template kan, it changes per week. So like 1 week you might be racing with, let's say, touring cars at a circuit kan. Next week you might be racing the same touring cars but in a dirt track because Hoonigan does that. Like that's example. So I like that, like they constantly, like week by week, can fikir like other ways to make it interesting, and most of the time, they do.
Like if a racing game tries to be a general racing game, I think this is the right approach of presenting content in the way that, hey, we have a variety of cars. Why not highlight the variety rather than just like, let's do this race, but with this car. Let's do that race again, but with this car. God damn it. Do something else.
Yeah, this one like we have this big map, so we shall now reiterate, see how it fits, and that's how I like it. And oh no, we have reached the 50-minute mark, so we shall now do a verdict. So I wanna E or T.
I was here on the Crew Motorfest.
Yeah lah. So we shall go for the Crew Motorfest then.
Wait. Damn it. That's not how it's supposed to work.
It's a good effort by EA. Tapi
are you sure you're convinced that the Crew Motorfest is better just after I'm saying I'm voting for the Crew Motorfest?
You're telling to the person that have reviewed these two games.
Because itulah, that's the thing. You're gonna have to make it like you're just not following some orders. I'm not.
Okay, if I put WRC, we are in a stalemate, and then we have to reroll again.
Anand's here.
Why?
Honestly, why?
It has to be a bit more convincing lah.
Okay,
Like for me, the way I'm looking at the Crew Motorfest is that as an evolution of the Crew 2, I think it has tremendously improved. and the way it presents itself as taking notes from Forza Horizon, they have took the right lessons and run with it with their own way, yet still not morph into something totally unrecognizable. It's still, if you played the Crew 2, you look at the Crew Motorfest and yeah, this is still the Crew. But I think the other big takeaway of it is then you mentioned the driving physics, have you?
Yeah, the drive physics is a bit icy, like on it's I like to call it icy. That's why I put in a review. Like it's a bit icy, but it is like something you need to master, and then you can like race with the big boys in the battle royale world.
From my perspective, this game Motorfest saves itself for having a driving physics that I can understand. I get why you are doing it like this, rather than the Crew 2 where I just say, God damn it, do you think this is fun? I do not think this is fun. Uninstall. So that's why for me, when I look at the Crew Motorfest, I I feel like from my perspective, it has made the bigger jump in improvement, because the two games that we are talking about here have been making racing games. They know that this genre, they have made countless of games before.
I guess that is settled then. We shall.
Now
shall
we can
put-
see now we can say congratulations to the Crew Motorfest.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, like all of it, like it fits.
Yay.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's just Ubisoft's or our own version of Forza, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Forza.
Horizon. Okay, that was 80 minutes. 3 minutes more, but it is our most serious category, and that was a very serious conversation.
I mean, it's probably one of our most difficult category, even
Yeah.
year after year. It's like, okay, which one?
Yeah, like the last few years, again, the slam dunks didn't win on best racing games. Like the slam dunks, like Gran Turismo and Forza Horizon, they're gonna win. No, they didn't. But
And this year, I think we have also we didn't say it outright, but you can see the elephant in the room is not here. No,
Yes.
there is better games.
A certain motorsport game.
This
certain
year
motorsport game.
there's no slam dunk games. There are better games out there.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's like
And
so
then-
Motorsport game missing.
yeah, like so disappointing.
The game's good. I still stand that the game's good, but it's not good enough. Anyway, and now we move on to the next award. And this is an interesting one because we have a special award just for this year, a wild card, you may say.
Yeah, for this year, again, there's a lot of games in the year 2023 have delved into the psyche of the weird, the genre of psychos and terror, the ones that kept you up at night at times, because of the screams and all. It is the best horror game. It's our wildcard of the year, and we are dedicating this year to celebrate the best horror games. And we have four. Four of them are very good. All four of them are good in their own way, but one has to come out on top. Kind of like Jason versus Freddy Krueger. Someone has to win. So our nominees for best horror game, from Remedy, we have Alan Wake 2. Very good. Oh, this is so much to talk about this game, but we'll move on. Then from Dambuster Studios and Deep Silver, we have Dead Island 2. Moving on, then we have the horror king of 2008, now remake for 2023, Dead Space by EA Motive and EA. And lastly, also coming back to defend their horror game title from 2005, it is the remake for Resident Evil 4 by Capcom. And deliberation will start now. I think one thing I like about people discovering Alan Wake once again, it's a horror game. Mr. Alan Wake is a horror writer. Even though he writes thrillers, like Alex Casey is a thriller, but I think he started because according to the game in the first game, he wrote for a horror series called Night Springs, and that's where the weird and funny things are happening at itulah, the place of Alan Wake. Forgot what's the name. Cauldron Lake? That is that the name? I forgot the name lah. But this one, they have take the horror into a very good level. Like besides Alan, we have Saga, who is our new protagonist, our dual protagonist, and her horror is that she is dragged into this horror story that Alan Wake has wrote back in 2010, and she has to be the main character while also saving her family, which is very unique in a sense that, oh yeah, I've been dragged into this, but I will not, but I will not settle for it. I shall now fight it to the end. And the horrors get this one, like they know what to when to do the horror good, and they know for even though they are guilty for doing those cheap jump scares at times, but it is at points that you expect it to be. So you jump like, okay, can you steady yourself and all. Same thing for Dead Island 2 as well, because we on the eyesight we have Alan Wake with the horror of like entities ghosts and entities and all. But Dead Island 2 is simple horror. George Romero Light of Living Dead style of horror, tapi with a more comedic twist. Because even though it's still horror, it's still, you can still have fun with it. Like, you can make fun of people. I want to think Dead Island 2 is like more akin to macam, I guess a GTA punya style story. Like they're just parodying, the influencers and the preppers and such, but in more lighthearted tone, so that even though it's still a zombie game, but yeah, people like it. So somehow I'm going to pick between these two, but I know Anand is going to pick Dead Space because that's his favorite.
I'm standing for Dead Space 3. And funny enough, the way you describe Alan Wake 2 can be applied to Dead Space 3, to Dead Space 2023.
Mm-hmm.
As in, it's they improve upon the horror aspect of the first Dead Space, and when it comes to the atmosphere, it's improved, the lighting, the sound, and then the intensity the director system where it dynamically arrange encounters for you. So instead of something like scripted, okay, as you go through this corridor, you may encounter like one necromorphs or zero, or even different necromorphs at all.
Yeah, so that all of them, like, they embody the horror game genre like very well, like, and you can all thank to the big man himself, Mr. Resident Evil, for that.
Oh,
That's the problem. Like this wildcard kind of like Resident Evil 4. Basically, when they released in 2005, that is the standard, which even they also, like, I think one of the directors said, like, oh, we just want to keep up the perfect standard that we have set by our former director, Mr. Shinji Mikami, back in 2005. And they did. And they fleshed it out. Like one thing I like about the Resident Evil remakes the last few years is that they are able to squeeze out and maybe like flesh out a bit more of story here and there. Like macam for Resident Evil 4, Luis can just, after the third chapter, he's dead. But here, like, no, I will help you. And then, like, he gets infected. And then you get to see if he turns infected by chapter 3 and 4. So he doesn't, like, die off screen. No, we see him getting infected. Like, which is kind of sad. Like, oh, no, he was actually a good guy. Like, in the morally grey, more like that. And I do like it going more horror because the last game 3 was a bit more action oriented, which I thought they're going to go for 4. That's why I was quite so with Resident 4. But then after playing it, yeah, it's still the same. Tapi that's the problem of being the granddad of the current horror genre. Like Alan Wake kan unabashedly followed the remakes punya gameplay to a T. So tapi I don't know, Alan Wake feels like it is the case of like macam in this one karate movie said, the student has suppressed the master because where else can I get a horror game with a musical number for no reason other than it is very important to the plot. But what do you think, Mike? Anything to add?
No, continue. This is my time to be on the back seat. I'll chime in when the need arrives.
Alright. Okay. Like okay, so yeah, like horror itself doesn't have to be too scary. Sometimes kind of like that's why we have Ellery has this musical, and that's why for Dead Island it's just literally a full on comedy. That space the horror is there, but there's some breathing space kind of they can hear the audio logs. Like the people are just before the macros come in, they're just living their lives. They're just doing tests. They're doing they are drilling for illegal mining activities, but that's besides the point. Like that. It is an interesting conundrum for this one because all four of them are good in this right. Like they are good in horror years, like, and the stories are very interesting.
They are the heavyweights in their own specific category.
Yes.
So what kind of horror are we like calling it best now?
That's a good question.
Do we focus on the terror imposed on the players, or do we consider it's a horror game, but among this horror game, this is the one I enjoyed? Was just horror is just part of the equation.
No, because the way we have put the list here, because simply because of Dead Island 2, we have to have a general general definition of a horror. It's not necessary because I thought we coming here which one is the scariest, which one makes you feel the fear factor, how dreadful is it, how it terrorizes you, but since we are going for a bigger, broader definition of horror, as in not necessarily to spook you, it's a bit tougher to call.
Yeah.
So, what flavor of horror we celebrating is now, I think, we the way we're gonna frame this award.
So, I know how. Okay, so since this is horror, what about what game that convey? I'm gonna say that conveyed the horror correctly. Which I'm like Alan Wake. Even though it's a good horror game, tapi they still have to rely on the jump scares. Sometimes I get it. It's part of the too because the darkness the villains of the story is dark, so they have to do jump scares so that to put you off. Tapi Dead Space doesn't do that, kan? Dead Space is the dread.
Did, but you can see it from a mile.
Yes, like
you see a dark corridor, or they turn off the lights. Like,
the telegraphic like telegraphic like the intercom will say power quarantine activated, powering down, and then
it's sort of routine, but at the same time it's far and a few between when it comes to like cheap jump scares. So not there.
Like macam Resident Evil doesn't have that. Tapi my half issue with that is that it feels more they are still more leaning towards the action genre. So tak ada jump scare, tapi it's now leaning towards the dreaded action genre that they are going to focus on when they eventually remake 5 and 6, which is okay, tapi oh no.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 is like the tipping point. The
perfect balance of horror and action, and then 5 just slides off. 5 slides off. 6 is just going down the ravine into a shallow depth.
And then 7 found it back again. Okay, so how then? How will we call it?
I'm going to pass on Island Wake for this time because they have another 2 categories that we'll get to, because they are a good horror game, but that's the but is that kalau macam like terror itself, like the jump scares, that's it. While Dead Space does it naturally just by closing the door on you.
Yeah.
And then good luck.
You just hear boom. Okay.
Uh,
Shit. The stress just shot out.
like it's there since '08, and they made it even much more better in 2023.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I believe that is how you want to make a horror game kan. Unlike a certain other game that is about a man stuck in a prison or something like that.
So we're
Yeah.
going for the lingering terror that
The
sticks to you. Because that's what I believe. The quality of Dead Space.
It's always there in the background.
The
You
dread.
you feel uncomfortable. You
Yeah.
just there's something gonna happen, but you just don't know what and how.
Yeah. Like, even my personal experience playing the Dead Space remake is that you always feel the tension, especially when you're backtracking, because you know this thing necrobots just jump out at any time.
And they don't go still because beside Necronov, and then like there's one type, and then they think, okay, now I have idle, and then they introduce a new one, which just reignite that terror again once again. Oh no. And that's actually cool, and I love that.
I think we have a winner then.
Yeah, we have a winner then.
Dead Space.
Congratulations to Dead Space 2023.
My boy. Congrats,
Isaac.
Isaac. Play the clap.
You can hear Isaac stomping somewhere out
Whoa.
there.
Oh.
Clapping. And then curse you or whatever kan.
Yeah.
God damn.
You can now hear a visible God damn it now. Oh boy, that's horror. Nice.
Yeah. And look forward to whatever WILDCARD award we're gonna introduce next year, if any. It depends. That is the flavor of the year, let's say. And it's always changing. So look out. Hopefully it's not just another. We're gonna do another best horror game for next year. Hopefully there's something else. Otherwise we have to like make a permanent horror game category.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Just a bit of a preamble or question, whatever. How many Hololive based game are we getting next year?
Oh no.
Next month.
Enough to make a category.
And best next year's wildcard. Best Hololive based game. Let's go.
Oh my god. Oh goodness.
We have a potential wildcard category for next year.
Put it on the pin somewhere for our consideration. But yeah, we'll be on the lookout for what trends coming out next year that we can make a wildcard award. Yeah, a new introduction for this year. I think we should do this next year. Yep.
Alright, the next award is going to be an interesting one because it's so abstract. We have to put it under a new category. Well, it's not even a new category, it's an old category. It is best aesthetic. It is, well, for a lack of a better term, the best game to use a style, combination of art style or sound design that makes it, stand out as the best aesthetic. And oh boy, there's a lot of entries for this one. So from the top, we'll go with the first one, and that is A Space for the Abound by Toge Productions. Then we have Remedy's Alan Wake 2. And we have Dave the Diver. Pretty good, interesting choice there. Then we have Ghost Runner 2. Hi-Fi Rush. Lies of P. And my favorite of the entry here, Slayers X Terminal Aftermath, Vengeance of the Slayer. Street Fighter 6 is here as well. Super Mario Brothers Wonder makes its appearance, alongside We Love Katamari Reroll Plus, Royal Reverie, and Wild Hearts. And Mac, there is a lot of games in this category, so
As always
shall we
lah.
proceed? Yeah, how should we proceed?
As our yearly tradition when it comes to discussion of best aesthetic. Okay, this year how we define best aesthetic?
I guess
Uh,
the design that dia punya macam like design that pops out like
Hmm.
very bold, very nice. Like, wow, this is how you do it. All right.
Remember like a few years back we even like what you say discounted. We basically throw out all of the games with photorealism graphics. So no triple E, high polish assets allowed in best aesthetic. This time around, the entry list is a bit more. We don't put restrictions apparently, so we need to figure out why they are here. We need to reduce the count into a list of 5. Only for that we can pick a winner. The timer is going, right? Let me start with Street Fighter 6, even though it is using the RE engine, which is known to produce photorealism graphics, and but take a look at Luke's guns. Look at his forearms. Another example, look at Chun-Li's thighs. I mean, look at the characters in Street Fighter 6 and tell me, are they photorealistic or what? I mean, Dalsim is there. And the fact that they are using realism while still foregoing proper, you say, human anatomy, they are still stylized in that way. So that's an interesting choice, but also it pairs with the whole graffiti aesthetic. There's a lot of like flashing colors of the character colors when they do a specific move here and there to really accentuate the streetwear, the street style. You are fighting in the streets, and by streets I mean the Western definition of urban warfare, urban lifestyle.
Urban word. Oh god.
Slip on the tongue. So think of it like Need for Speed Unbound last year again. Sort of like that. So that's Street Fighter 6 why it's still I'm putting it here around here. Meanwhile, Wild Hearts also a game with it doesn't have totally a stylistic aesthetic, but the choice of the aesthetic itself is interesting in the way that they are using fantastical take of medieval Japan. You could even say this has a lot of what's the word again? Wood punk aesthetic to it because of the karakuri thing. Yeah, it's fantastical, and also the music, because of they are leaning into the inspiration. So you got your Japanese orchestra, traditional Japanese orchestra hamming it up, very soaring flutes and whatever kan, very heroic sound while you are bashing a giant chicken to death. Somehow it's mismatch. I think that's a mismatch of a music choice, but I like it. That said, there are other monsters that do match the heroic theme of that song used as a monster fight. Any other games here to talk about?
Oh, I guess I'll talk about my choice, which is Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and like it looks so colorful. Like you see the trailer when they reveal it back in Summer Game Fest around that time, man, during the June era, and like everybody say, "Wow, it looks so colorful. It looks so vibrant," and I agree. I agree with that because I think like that because this is much a refresh of the 2D Mario games, and because it's been like just stagnant, and now they get to the Nintendo development team finally gets to stretch their legs. Get like, okay, we see what the people want. Let us make it so. And then like the level design it's all aesthetically pleasing. Like it fits into the style of, oh yeah, we are going to blow your mind with each level. Be it puzzles, be it like the final boss encounter, whatever, and it embodies the I guess the playful spirit, the as I like to call it, the theme parkiness of a Mario game.
So how about this? Are there a case for the pixel art games? We have two here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is Space for the Unbound and Dave the Diver. Are there a case for pixel art graphics for this year's best aesthetic?
I do like both of them. Yeah. Like both of them, they don't play on the style of, because they are, even though they're pixel art, but they have the most, they use the best ability to show emotions. Like in Dave the Diver, if you have a good fish, like you serve it to the customer, and the customer does the most audacious looks. Oh. And same thing for Space Rebound. Like when it gets sad, sad. Like you can tell, like the likes of Raya, somewhere, like just they are much emotionally distraught. So I want to vouch for them, tapi that's the problem. Like alamak.
And
This is the question, yeah.
is this sort of pixel art still something we're celebrating for this year? Yeah. Good question. Let me see. Is there a case for Lies of P, which is also another on the face of it is a realistic looking game, but I believe there's an argument for the specific theme they are going.
Mm-hmm.
The Victorian s Belipo aesthetics, plus the the puppet punk, and then it's dark, it's gritty, but like ultimately this is like highly realistic-ish. So it's aesthetically beautiful, but when it comes to, let's say, committing to should I use the word unique or like intriguing aesthetic? No, not unique. Intriguing aesthetic. It's not exactly unique when it comes to aesthetics. Yeah, I mean it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
when we talk, when even the fans of Lies of Peace, they don't really focus on the the aesthetics really good, it's like innovative. No, it's just an interpretation of, okay, let's put some fantasy on top of this Victorian style of architecture, of clothing and stuff.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I know one we can remove. It's a sad thing, but it is a testament that to We Love Katamari Reroll Last Royal Revelry to be nominated again, but despite not basically doing much about the aesthetic they have used in the original game back in 2005, or was it? I forgot, 2000 something. The original game. It was a couple of years ago. The aesthetic is evergreen. It still holds up. Yet, but over the years, I believe that Katamari is now on a league of its own, is doing its own thing. They are quirky like that. I don't think like anyone else other than the actual creator of the Katamari series, I think they have also a new game coming in, would ever imitate that level of quirkiness, the level of playfulness that the aesthetic of We Love Katamari is evoking. But the fact that it's made it here is a good enough acknowledgement lah for me. So let's cut that one.
All right.
Still more to go.
Yeah, like Alan Wake.
Can you give me 5 minutes?
All right.
Pause it. 5 minutes.
All right. So Alan Wake. Ooh. This one, like, this embodies best aesthetic due to the fact that even though it is a AAA game, is published by Epic of all people, but they do what I feel is what embodies aesthetic, or like from start to finish. You are develop. You are literally sucked into the world of LOA in Bright Falls and the Dark Place. Like you want to know why you are here once again. Right? You want to know why Alan hasn't come out yet from the Dark Place. And the aesthetic, the art style, and of course the icon. Now I think iconic the dance number. It's just like it is testimonies that even though you can not only have something very really colorful and beautiful, and you can also push art using that way. Yeah. So this is a troubling, Max. So macam mana? Who do we cut?
Itulah, because the ones that haven't been mentioned before, I believe is a solid lock. Slayer's X shall not be budged on.
Yeah.
Yes, betul.
I will remain on this hill to say that we should allow cringe to be art. Aesthetic doesn't need to be meaning that it's super beautiful. It is
No, it
so
doesn't have to.
I believe it's the fact that they are committing to the beat. They are committing
Yes.
to a vision. They are seeing the vision through. This is what they wanted to portray to the players, to the people who experience the game, and they
Nail it.
hit the
Yeah.
home run.
Yeah, I think like I think this year Pixar Art gets like the back, but the backs because like just I don't know, like Space Unbound. I like the aesthetic because it is the nostalgic 90s style aesthetic that we know and love. Even though I was born literally towards the end of the 90s. I mean, maybe next time. Like I like the design, but I don't think like there's a lot of heavy hitters for this one. So I will put my hand up and vote out Space Unbound.
I think we can have a running team here. Pixar Art may not. I don't think Pixar Art is in vogue this year.
Sadly.
So I guess the narrative can even consider like if you're judging these games purely on the merit of how far they have pushed the Pixar Art style. Nah, just okay lah. It's up there, but I don't think they are pushing boundaries.
Yeah.
So we can remove the Pixar Art camp. So what else? Hold on.
Hmm?
Am I looking at it right? Okay, I'm
Yeah.
looking at it right. Okay. The one we didn't talk about still was Ghost Runner 2 and Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi
Rush does much as well, sadly.
I don't see an argument to kick it off, considering the whole game is based around the whole Western style comic book, delivering the story of I want to be a rock star and incorporating music throughout the whole game. The fact that they use comic book panels to be your the preamble to the start of each level. So here's what we're gonna do. So they do the whole heist planning montage in the style of a comic book. It's just so brilliantly executed, man. You cannot not have it here. Ghost Runner 2 is still here in the fact that we haven't celebrated much of Cyberpunk. I know there is a big Cyberpunk game literally called Cyberpunk 2077 kan, but there's a different flavor of Cyberpunk. Ghost Runner and Ghost Runner 2 for in this particular version kan, Ghost Runner 2's flavor of Cyberpunk is the Cyberpunk that you see on YouTube, or the Cyberpunk that you define by the current generation who just watches media.
Montages,
So it's Cyberpunk that has a lot more tinge to the synthwave, to the dark synth aesthetic rather than the grungy anti-corpo, although there is still somewhere there message that usually involved it comes to talking about Cyberpunk. So this is if you see the many art forms, the people who doing art team around cyberpunk, and all the neon bright lights, and then the scenes kicking in, all the rain drooping down during night time.
Yeah, the chase in the
Kan,
rain.
it's that particular set. Plus they go harder this time in the fact that they try to do they go into the cyberspace stuff. So you got your virtual cyberpunk, and the music is kicking. The music this time around, they added something new. They added organs. Now we getting uh church cyberpunk.
Church cyberpunk. Like,
I
no.
mean, it's still dark synth in some ways. So
Yeah.
it's brooding. The organ sounds are brooding, which fits. So any
Wait.
how about this? I think Wild Heart seems not strong enough to favor the crowd here, so I can respectfully put it aside.
Yeah.
Let it commit seppuku.
Yeah. Okay lah, like okay lah. I will also make an executive decision, and sadly, Mario doesn't do doesn't know. Aesthetic kan cantik kan. I like the design and level, but when compared to the likes of Hyper Rush and stuff, Mario feels it's good, it's wonderful, but like if you're fighting against Alan Wake and Hyper Rush with musical numbers, who are like they cannot compete. So I'm sorry, Mario. Sorry, Mr. Mario. You don't worry about it, Mario. You have $1 billion in movie revenue, so I think it should be fine.
So
So-
now we have a 6. One more to go.
One more to die.
Okay. The non-negotiables are here already. Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, and Slayer's X.
Mhm.
Can. Okay, so we have 3. So let's look the other 3. Alan Wake 2, Lies
I
of
will fight to the
P,
death.
and Street Fighter 6. Between the 3, I feel hard to separate ways. No, there's another Capcom game. To separate
Yeah.
my ways with Street Fighter 6. In the fact that this is the good argument of still having you say 3D graphics that look sort of closer to photorealism, but still mess around and try to have fun with it.
Yeah.
It's a good example of bridging that gap between your realistic looking game can still be looking fresh by doing something with the art style. Unless someone want to push Street Fighter 6.
I don't know.
I don't know.
So then
Ghost Runner.
I think Alan Wake 2 might still be around.
Yeah.
But itulah. Which means itulah, I feel Lies of P is shaky, right?
But okay,
Oh, okay.
it's okay. It's like it's easy mode, as in okay. I may argue it as easy mode. Okay, you put it pretty and stuff, but they actually really commit to the full Victoria aesthetics, because of course, okay, the building art style, then the clothing, like Pinocchio's clothing, you can change. He has different changeable clothing that also reflects on the era, and then the main hub, the hotel crowd. Okay, you can actually play. Okay, let's say during your gameplay, you will collect records, as in like vinyl records that you can play in the hotel. And the music itself, it sounds like proper vinyl with the crackles and pops of vinyl music. And then the boss design, like it's every single boss is unique, with their own, of course, their own moveset and gimmicks, the aesthetic gimmicks. So they actually really commits to the whole Victorian Belle Epo aesthetics with the Pinocchio lore and the puppet punk. So yeah. But still it's basically like a Bloodborne with a different coat of paint, sort of. But the aesthetic they really commit. It's not like a slapdash work. So
Okay.
I still stand by Lies of P.
So then Alan Wake, how? What's Mr. Wake? Can you stand up?
Oh my
Please.
god.
Please.
Yeah. So I guess like they have the Remedy style juga lah, and the TV shows. Like in every game, there will be like the TV shows that are like the ads, the cutscenes, the music, all of it like blend together. But there's the problem. Like this is a problem for like a good series, like a good aesthetic, like. Like
does the aesthetic invoke like something primal in you? People, I don't know.
It does, like I guess, tapi kan like since we were quite harsh with photorealism kan in recent, I think we can cut off a little because like I like the cantik, the bright falls is quite photorealistic semua kan, because the lavishness of the forest and the style of the places that we'll go. And even though like the music and all is also there, but because there is it's just basically the Remedy punya the Remedy formula. If that's a Ubisoft, this is the Remedy formula. So I guess like since Alan Wake is going to be in the next two categories anyway, so boleh lah. I guess they can be disconnected for a while. Go back to the dark place. You go.
Okay, you can continue dancing, Mr. Wake.
Continue dancing, Mr. Wake. Get back there.
Itulah, like I'm not having like personal gripes about photorealism graphics.
Yeah.
Like even last year kan, I mentioned about how Gran Turismo 7 looks absolutely gorgeous. Like, but it cannot contend with best aesthetic because of there's especially like now that we have seen what happened this year kan, more and more games are can be shipped with very high quality photorealistic assets and may not be vouching for the actual quality of the game itself. It could just be an asset flip. So it's that's why we shouldn't to that's why the spirit of the aesthetic is not to encourage people to especially developers to like go find absolute true photorealism in video games. I think that's like it's kind of like the Moore's law being dead this right now kan, where it's the law of diminishing returns. We're already too realism already. Now we are reaching the uncanny valley.
Oh yeah, with that upcoming game in 25. Ooh, that's already uncanny valley.
So when it comes to that's why when game developers, especially the art team, decide to take an aesthetic choice, they are putting an actual effort that we know will require them to create new things to realize their vision. It's not just like, okay, we saw this free thing on the Unity store and download.
Whoops.
It's okay, free use. I mean, it's true. You can use it. It's fine. You can use it in your projects, but there are cons in the literal sense of the word that are appearing thanks to this practice compared to the pros. And democratizing high-end graphics has its issues.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like democratizing art through AI art generated.
Oh,
I mean, it looks pretty beautiful, but you can see, like, it's not there. It's just not there. Not that.
Not that. Yep.
Anyway, back on track. We probably going a lot of time, and okay, now
it's only 25 minutes. So it's only 25 minutes.
Yeah,
so
it's
we are
probably the
already
longest
gone,
one.
right? It's
Alright.
the longest one. All right. So we are now the top 5. All right. So I'm looking at this list. I will go for my boy Chai.
Chai,
Because I
chai,
love it. I
chai,
like it's
chai.
so good.
Hey.
Yeah, like my boy Chai, he deserves it.
Anand, do you have a favorite? Other okay lah, Lies of P
Okay,
lah.
okay.
Kan?
No. As much as I love Lies of P, Slayers X have a stronger case, but I haven't made the decision yet because the developer really commit to like
The bit.
to the bit like to the cringe level. That's they commit to the cringe, the aesthetics and stuff. So yeah, Slayers X have a case, but I also agree with Hi-Fi Rush in the sense that you just just happy-go-lucky and everything. Just it hits all the notes when it comes to like a good aesthetics with gameplay, the comedy and stuff. Yeah.
Good use of the word notes there. I should put note. should put.
Footnote. Oh my god.
We didn't miss a beat on that, huh? So lah, looking at this, I think the two strongest contenders right now are polar opposites. You got your super polished, super realized depiction of a musical comic book, and the creation of one cringe 14-year-old teenage back in the 1990s finally made public. With a whole ass level depicting the Boise Potato Festival for whatever reason. Shout out to Boise, Idaho. Now I know the state of Idaho, USA is primarily have potato farms.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of weird potato. Oh man, the crude jokes in Slayers X is. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm selling this game short or I'm gonna sell this game to be the winner, but you have to know the depths of the poop jokes. Like in the festival I mentioned, and one of the rides, you know your usual tunnel of love kind of dark ride, and so instead of you riding a boat into a nice romantic hole, it's literally you going into a butthole.
Oh
The
no.
grossness of the rectum is depicted, and all the slimy, gross, matter, whether that's liquid or gas or solids, are represented throughout the ride. And of course, there are something attacking you, so you have to shoot around. So yeah, it's so full of those like haha poop joke, haha, because a teenager find it funny. You go around like a depiction of a fast food restaurant and you look at the menu and all of them are all of them are very specific food items, all related to I'm lost. I don't have enough synonyms for poop right now. So yeah, that's the kind of game Slayers X is. Oh, even the menu. The main menu is typical 90s PC game. Like you have a JPEG, you have a very large logo, all the menu items are just words and it's a very over designed font, and then you hear some punk music playing in the background. That's the kind of game Slayers X is. Okay. Have I changed any minds here right now?
I think you have.
Yeah, but how okay, what kind of effort to reach Slayers X level of, let's say, commit to the aesthetics as compared to Hi-Fi Rush?
I'm not sure I know how to answer that. The level of commitment. It's
not the level of commitment, is it as in like, okay, how do we like, okay, we commit to a specific aesthetic, we commit to it, but how do we, let's say, reach that point? What kind of elements do we like graft in? Because for me, okay, so X, they commit to the teenage kind of haha poop jokes everything, but it's kind of like sort of a given. Like
True.
yeah. I mean, it's quite easy for, let's say, someone else to just, let's make something like this, like Slays X, maybe under a different name and stuff. But when it comes to Hi-Fi Rush, it's you have to the design itself, like it's polished, it's well thought of, in the sense that you have to properly design all of this, like elements to make it really work, as compared to just you can slap this and that on Slays X, even though it's competently made. But yeah.
I like this argument. This is the sort of discussions we should have a lot more. Yep.
Yes.
And to answer that question, kan, I think unfortunately the a lot of the the appeal to Slayers X's fun, why I gravitate to Slayers X is because all of the in jokes around it. There's a meta level of appreciation needed to get, why this is happening, but if you are just like approaching it from what you say a neutral point of view, and you are not invested in the Hypnospace Outlaw universe.
No.
Yeah.
So
like that might be
it
hard.
is
Yeah.
like but that to me, that's the fun bit, looking at people saying, why is this game
Why is the game here? Why is it on Xbox Game Pass of all places? It's like that.
Yeah, I mean, we can sort of equate this to the cult movie The Room.
yeah.
So it's bad that it's good, but should we put it on a point of, this is the top movie of all time? Nah.
No.
Okay, fair enough in that way.
Place.
Yeah, its place is here among the best the games with the best aesthetic of
It
2023.
deserves to be in the best aesthetics, but when it comes to, let's say, on the neutral standpoint, yeah.
Okay, no
Have to
funny
give more
business. No funny business.
This is a very serious award show.
No, I mean no. The point is, the funny arguments cannot win this time around. So
Yeah.
on merit alone, the vision of a lively comic book style musical adventure realized in a character action style of gameplay. Well, congratulations to Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Congratulations. I'm playing the not 9 Inch Nails and no, not the Prodigy, unfortunately, because of copyright. But thankfully, Bethesda decided to, for whatever reason, or out of the goodness of their heart, compose streamer-friendly music to replace the soundtrack, which is like, we're getting 2 soundtracks. Both of them are pretty good. So yeah, that's the level of effort Hi-Fi Rush has put. Some people would see this category and just say, should be a given lah, Hi-Fi Rush lah. Why are you talking like 30 minutes? But we have to do the process. Even though it seems to be like the obvious answer for some, but we have to go through this to
give a fair chance.
We shall now turn back the clock once again, because now we shall talk about the story that touched us, the story that made us cry, made us anger, makes us feel joy. It is our category for best story, and it's another lot of multiple choices, but only one shall prevail. So again, here are the nominees. First up, we have once again a space for the Ambao, and welcoming back to the stage as well, Mr. Alan Wake 2. And then returning from the battlefield, we also have Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. And they roll for initiative to run again, it's Baldur's Gate 3. And then diving up into the surface, we have Dave the Diver. Alright? No, sorry, that's the wrong one. I am dumb. Alright, anyway, then scratch that, but we shall now retune ourselves, because we have Hi-Fi Rush coming back in. And then we shall now swing together with Spider-Man 2. But don't worry, we shall not be alone while we play Star Wars Jedi Survivor. And then finally, we shall now go towards beyond to find space lasagna in Starfield. The timer starts now. And of course, as well, this will be a spoiler warning for those who haven't played all these games. This is your own one and only warning.
Yep.
Timer starts now again.
Spoilers alert. Before we start, shout out to all the Kiryu Kai, the Kiryu clan, for those who have seen Kiryu cry. I just want to say that. If only the story is much better, because that ending is still the best.
The Kiryu cry
Go
moment.
watch Kiryu Kai. If you not have seen Kiryu cry, go see the contents of it all. It's the best story. I have never seen runny nose being animated so beautiful.
Well,
And sad. But in a not sad in a sad way, sad in a happy way, if you can get it. Anyways.
oh,
That's not in here. Let's talk about the games that are in here. Okay, shout out to Starfield, because if you ask me, if any other Bethesda, if you ask me if a Bethesda game, like from Bethesda Game Studios to be nominated in Best Story, I would have vetoed it out of the park right then, because from Fallout 3 to Skyrim to Fallout 4, every time I start the main quest, I say, this is terrible. Let me just roam around and do something else. Not with Starfield though. Starfield is different. So shout out to them for actually making a story I care.
Boy, yeah. And I guess we shall give a nice shout out to, I guess, Baldur's Gate as well. Like, oh my god, like the story again is your typical punya fantasy style story again. You are the chosen one. You have to save Baldur's Gate, because this is the third game in the series, by the way, folks. But the way they frame it this time, is that it's in a way where you have someone in your head, and you have to find a way to get him out of here by crook and by hook. That means taking out the big bad in the big city. If that reminds you of a certain game, then yeah, it is. Where you meet companions that you can romance. Yeah, what game have I played that had the same story beat? Tapi in a way, they twist it to be as meta as possible, because like if you see Baldur's Gate in the distance, far away, like in a next to a mirror room, and you see, oh yeah, why are they thirsting over this vampire man? Atau why are they thirsting over this devil lady? And when you start playing it, and then you go into the X the 3X storyline, and then you understand. Oh, okay, the vampire man is actually heartbroken because he has been living for, I don't know, 400 years because he's a vampire. And then like, oh yeah, the devil lady, she has been outcast by her own kind. Dari dulu lagi. And now she's just positive, even though she's been outcasted, she's just trying to live her life. Because, what are you going to do? Be sad about it? Like it is a good twist on the story, because it kind of takes in like the what's it called, the elements of surprise, like the elements that unpredictability that you might expect from a normal D&D campaign, and then they like, okay, let's put in that movie into the storyline as well. Because in one way you can go there, in one way you gotta just like, I think, and for the ending slide itself, there's 100 different ways, just like a Starfield. Tapi this one, like, but you have to have specific stuff. So it is interesting, Baldur's Gate. And I guess same can be said about Alan Wake 2. Tapi Alan Wake 2 has one ending. And here's a big spoiler. If you think it's not a lake, it's an ocean, was already confusing, kan? Do you know the final line ever spoken before the New Game Plus update in Elevate 2 is more confusing than that. The final line for Elevate 2 is it's not a circle, it's a spiral. Which if you played it through and you won't understand it at all. What the heck this man is talking about. Which is par for the course for the for Elevate itself. Anywho, anything else to add?
Okay, what games do we want to talk about? Okay, you guys want to know something about Jedi Survivor?
Yeah, I want to know about this. I know Boba Fett is in there.
No, there was. I don't think so. Oh,
Is that Boba
does
Fett or
it?
Jango Fett? I don't remember. It's either of the Fett.
But there is a bounty hunter, and that's the
There's
plot.
a bounty hunter. Yes.
Well, okay, if there's a bounty hunter, yeah, that's the plot twist. So the whole story of Jedi Survivor is Cal is a survivor, haha, kan. But yeah, you do see, okay, you see him at the start. Okay, we have a crew. We have got through. We have done the heist, so to speak, and then suddenly, basically him and one newcomer survive. Oh no, and now he is like wrestling what I'm gonna do because after the events of Jedi Fallen Order, the crew with the Cal and the crew kan, the previous established gang has split up. So Cal had become a bounty hunter or some sort. So now he's just like, okay, what are we gonna do now? It's literally the game. What are we gonna do now? They don't know what to do, and then a MacGuffin appear, and now they are like searching for a super secret planet that can only access by a super secret place. And then apparently there's an imposter among us, and things go down very, very terrible from there. It's a story that feels like, oh yeah, this is a fun romp with the buddies, we get to hang out, and then suddenly tragedy. Emotional damage. Yep.
Emotional damage.
There's a lot of the twists, like, I mean, some of the twists are like, oh yeah, of course, this is Star Wars, so
It's
yeah,
Star
I
Wars,
should have
yeah.
seen this. But it feels, no, the characters feel real, you know. They made the villain, quote unquote, and the villain that feel like a human character. You understand why he's a villain. By villain, I mean a secret safe. There's a lot of moments where Cal's like, oh, you're a Jedi. Oh, cool, you're a Jedi. Oh no, it's red. the lightsaber glows red. Oh no.
Maybe he ran out of the blue crystal. Oh no, he's that evil. I'm sorry. It's how it works.
Like the build up for the secondary antagonist, basically your first antagonist that you meet, kan. You discover this Jedi in basically a flashback lah. And you just see him like, oh, very passionate. I want to help the Jedi. We're gonna save the Jedi. We're gonna hide all the Padawans from the Imperials or whatever. Kan. And then you see him in person. Oh, he still survives. Like, how many years ago? I forgot. Put X numbers here. X number of years. He survived from cryostasis or whatever. Kan. Oh, cool. We are just the few among us that's still alive, man. We know the Jedi. Okay, and then he's like, yes, I want to survive. And then he do the antagonist do his like spiel kan, about what this is the thing I fight. And then all the sentences get menacing and more menacing. Oh no. And then he gets his saber and it glows red. Oh god damn it, this is a boss fight. It's the way it is done is so perfectly paced for a movie kind. I mean Star Wars lah kan, but still it just hits the cinematic moment like, oh yeah. If I'm watching this with a popcorn on hand, I'm just like, yeah, I know what's coming and I'm enjoying looking at what's gonna happen. It's that kind of experience. Yeah, the ending sad. And Carl seems to be embracing hate. Oh, I think the secret thing is the Vader appears.
Oh yeah. I saw that. That's why I said
it's Vader.
I forgot. It's
think.
either the one of the Fett ke atau Mr. Vader himself.
Okay, the final set piece is the cool moment where you switch character. You become the other super strong Jedi that is, I think, was supposed to be sort of a mentor figure to Cal. One of the old crew members. I forgot her name. And she was super badass. You get to do all the cool stuff. She is super strong. And then you have to fight Darth Vader as a Souls-like boss fight.
Yeah, you're not winning that one. I'm afraid.
I'm sorry, you have to fight, not insert insert so Anna, drop me a Dark Souls boss. Any boss.
Dark Souls, Pal.
Okay, imagine that, but it's Darth Vader. And then you keep dying on him over and over. The boss fight is like 2 phases. And he doesn't move a lot. Darth Vader just like stand there menacingly, and then he just force chokes you. God damn it! How you gonna dodge that? And of course, eventually, even though you are supposed to win that fight, but story wise, Darth Vader prevails. Like, oh god damn it! Or you see the Jedi, the small team of Jedi, the basically they have formed a recluse community lah within them, and they were all happy together. Oh, we gonna survive here. Oh, we found a place to go to the super secret planet. That super secret planet nobody can go. And then the Empire basically kills everyone.
And
like, damn it. Only just Cal is the survivor. Hence the name. At what cost? Oh man. The UI is all red by the end of the game. So that implies something.
Yeah, you are the hate will essentially like install you. That's the hate flowing through you.
The story of Zelda Survivor is fun in the way that it's not like super fun. There's still tragedy there, but you enjoy the ride. I enjoy the ride. Since this list is long and we're probably gonna talk a lot of other games, and let's remove Spider-Man 2. I feel less foggy. Because Spider-Man 2 is doing all the stuff like Jedi Survivor did. Like there are super set pieces, there are quips, there are like sentimental moments, there are moments where like Peter goes angry with there's the whole arc with Peter and Harry. Because okay, we are now buddies. Hey, let's explore the flashback where we what you say, go around the school, and then one of them sings never give you up for whatever reason. They have to license that is in the credits just for one line. So yeah, a lot of set pieces, a lot of your okay, we fight them, but it's good, but it's not amazing. Unfortunately, it's not amazing Spider-Man. It's still a good fun story. It's just that I don't resonate with it much. Probably because I'm not a big Marvel fan. So I begrudgingly consume Marvel content.
In spite of that, you still have to.
Oh man, can't wait to enjoy Marvel Blade in spite.
Ooh, so how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, 7. So we need 2 more.
Let's
Space
hear.
Really Abound.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, the story again. Like I've been skirting over the story, but okay. So story is you are Atma. You are a high school student who is on his final year as a high school student. So who's close to graduation with his girlfriend Raya, the girl I've been mentioning the last few hours, and they are instead of going through there, what is our future going to be like? Yeah, what are we going to do in the future? They decide to do the shenanigans, the school trial style. Like maybe we shall skip school for today, and maybe do something else. So the storyline itself, like, is basically Raya shows Adma, her boyfriend, that oh yeah, I actually have powers. I can talk to cats, and then if her emotions are in check, she can control, basically manipulate powers. So much like make it rain, make it like macam the cats can talk, and maybe change the universe in how she see fit. Tapi like the crux of this movie is that the movie pula. The crux of this game is that I'm sorry. is that Atma can also have like this sort of power that he can space dive into people punya emotions. So like see beyond what the character. So let's say a security guard kan, like why is he angry at me? So he can go in, space dive, go into his mind and say, oh, I'm actually quite sad because I couldn't sleep at night. So you can help him like that. So it's kind of like a point and click in your game in a sense. But there's also a side plot in the middle of it where Atma actually meets this girl called Nirmala. She is macam like not having good relationship with her father because she wants to be a writer. So this little sister punya character for Atma again, he take care of her. But during the start of the game, when at one point though, Atma gets into an issue, gets into trouble, and he accidentally falls off into a river. But we don't know when was this because then we jump cut into the current storyline of Atma and Raya doing the high school stuff. But later on, and I think like this is one of the best part, kan? It turns into Ghost. Remember Capcom's Ghost Trick, kan? Where it was revealed that Ace, kan, he had died actually. Yeah, the same thing happened, but this one is even more sadder. The fact that because that reverse scene at there too is actually a flash back, not a flash forward, where Atma actually died in that river accident, and we noticed that little girl was actually Raya. This whole time was actually Raya. She was just reliving her memory, which makes like all of the powers and all is just into her imagination essentially.
Oh, that's a good plot twist. Oh man.
So all the powers, all the superpowers you and Raya show, it's actually just Raya punya imagination all this time. It was her traumatic memories of because Raya was actually that little girl back then. So she just because at the end she was macam like wants to leave the town forever lah because this is bad memories. So this is her reliving all the memories with Atma from last time, which is just, oh my god, this is just sad. Like, wow. And the reason why people doesn't like talk about it again because like it's that sad. Like we don't want to spoil it. So like if we want to, I wouldn't mind vouching for Space for Inbound for best story because that is a good plot twist.
Okay, lock that in. I'm fully supporting this. Yep, that's
C best award. Let's go.
Yep.
All right, that's one more game, Mac. You haven't discussed yet, and it's your play as well.
What do you want? There's two, I think. But which one do you guys want to hear more?
I guess we talk about the actual From Software game in this list.
Okay, for Armored Core 6, we've been talking outside of the recording for a while. I've been spoiling you guys what happened again. So that's the brilliance of Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon is the ability to tell a story, a cohesive story, and it's just by voice logs mostly, just voice acting. And a few law you say the collectible notes here and there kan. But most of them is just robots talking and portraits talking together. And it can invoke such strong connections to players. Like for example, the whole bit about Handler Walter being such a hard-ass person kan, is the fact that he has trained so many augmented humans to be pilots, to be basically his dog kan. Most of them didn't survive. So he has been traumatized out of that. So that's why he's been very cool to you. Because by the end of the game, you discover what his actual intention of going into Rubicon. He has the plan. The plan is to feed the fire, let the cinders burn. He was so very much so distant out of you, he doesn't want to be attached. And there are moments where in different endings you discover that he do cares for you. There's one time where you get to eavesdrop his talk, his voice comms with another person, and he just say he still considers, still thinks that 621 is alive. Another one, when he becomes the boss, and he immediately, oh, so you have found a friend. So, and he's very proud of you having a friend. The last words before he died. God damn. And another emotional point is your old buddy before Rusty. He has two ways of saying buddy, and you know both of them. You have to confront both of them. Either hey buddy or hey buddy. One is friendly, one is instigating a fight, and you can be at both sides. And they nail that character also well. So yeah, and the story itself is very philosophical. Like the whole bit, the very simple explanation of what is happening on planet Rubicon, and what the corals are. This is the new hunt for petroleum. But the petroleum is sentient and can grow like a virus. It can spread like a virus. So there's a group where they want to eradicate the petroleum at the cost of all life. There are like native people on that planet. And then there's another side where you want to stop it from being eradicated and help the people down there to still live and shoo away the corpus out, who are just down there to get the coral, to get the petroleum. And the other is a more sinister one. Why not just merge? Why not people and petroleum live together as a synthetic? Essentially, Armored Core 6 has the Mass Effect 3 endings. You have the blue ending, the green ending, and the red ending. But the synthesis ending is, some people say true ending because it's the harder one to get. You have to do multiple playthroughs. Feels sinister as hell. Like one of the unique levels when you want to do the synthesis ending is that you go through like a corridor and everybody's dying. Everything's turned to hell. Everybody is killing each other. Like, oh, you see people dying. You hear people dying from the comms, robots blowing up. And this is the cost of merging humans with petroleum. Like, yes, I want to do this. I am committed. Whatever your thoughts about petroleum chan being very, very nice, this is the cost of doing that. Like, damn. And some people say just nuking the planet is evil. Think about it. Oh man. And the fact that the petroleum can grow into a virus and spread outside of the planet. So if you go for the synthesis route, you are turning people into human petroleum hybrid without their consent. So now you think, okay, yeah, this game has some philosophical ideologies but I think this is typical from soft stuff lah by now. Kan? Yeah. Your Dark Souls, your Elden Ring have multiple endings, kan?
Isn't it but is the same ending as well? Like, you either destroy the blood, fuse with it, and then return the new or something like that. I think so. I'm pretty sure it was Bloodborne, you know.
Well, I should also mention that previous Armored Core games also have multiple endings, so it precedes the Souls likes lah. Shout out to Armored Core Last Raven. And Armored Core 4 Answer, still one of the coolest names, Armored Core 4 Answer. So yeah, the story carries, it is not delivered in a bombastic way, but it still carries a lot of the plot point across. So that's why it's here. Meanwhile, for Hi-Fi Rush, okay, this is fun one. Hi-Fi Rush nails comedy, and it's the fact that it releases close to another game that attempts to do your haha comedy but it end up cringe kind of writing, and really kind of like elevates it in a way, but that's maybe a non-fan comparison. But when you see it when you see it on its own, when you compare it on its own merit, and Hi-Fi Rush writing is actually brilliant. There's a lot of like what you feel like throwaway lines becomes part of the plot. What you feel like a silly joke that maybe just haha one time actually builds up into a good punchline by the end of the game. So here's an example. To Chai's resistance of trying to take down all the evil bosses kan. There are 6 evil bosses I think. To stop the super secret AI program. Which is gonna be the AI program talk later lah.
Yeah.
So all of the 6 bosses have a key code except for one, the head of security, Corsica. Because she's the head of the security. She doesn't need key access. She knows the password in her own mind. So that's why you have to go talk to her. The boss battle is a bit different there with Corsica, and somehow you end up recruiting her to the resistance fight and becomes your ally. So the punchline by the end of the game, you see, okay, we're gonna stop the machine. You see, one of your pals, Peppermint, she is the one who putting all the key cards, or is it a security stick? Something like, okay, she put all the 5 down there, and then she inputs the password. So what's the password? Password. You see his type password. The fact that when you are in an earlier level, when you see Corsica keep saying, yo, you should change your password, you should rememorize your password. She's very adamant about security, and then here she's just used the regular password for her password. Like, God. And the AI stuff kan. Okay, so the secret menacing thing that the Vendeli Corporation is working on is called something like Spectra or whatever kan. This is super secret, super evil thing that they're gonna put into all the people who are augmented using the Vendeli products. So what the heroes thought was, this is a mind control program. But when confronted with the villain, he just says, "No, I'm not using this to manipulate people. I just want people to buy our stuff. Because marketing is hard,
Oh my god.
This game shadow drop because it's hard to market.
Mm-hmm.
Meta joke. The villain basically complains through shouting out all the developers' complaints there. God damn it. He just want to sell stuff. He just want people to go get the iPhone without having to not gonna make an army. No, I just want you to buy more iPhones because we have installed an AI chip in you to make you go buy iPhones regularly.
Oh my god.
So we can save cost on marketing. So it's that kind of like silly, goofy writing, and the fact that Chai started out as a prick and ended up like an agreeable hero who cares about the people around him. It's a good arc. So that's Sci-Fi Rush. It is. If you look around, you'll find so many gags like that. Now that we've gone through most of it.
Oh yeah. This is the tough part.
I think Space of Downmore is locked.
Yeah, Space of Balance lock. I wanna say Starfield is also locked.
Okay.
I think we can cut off Baldur's Gate 3 because it is like I've already played it again, and it is the reason why a lot of people, I understand why people are quite mad because Baldur's Gate was like, oh yeah, it's nothing, it's just game about fantasy and numbers. And like, yeah, but the story is how you shape that to be. Tapi like in the broad spectrum of this can like it is quite hard to market a game that has infinite replayability. Like Baldur's Gate. Like yeah, it's the fantasy settings that get like it's so hard. So I don't mind them getting the cut sadly.
We agree to this? I agree.
Yeah, they're not gonna, it's only one, so I'm sorry.
Like in this room, the spirit of Baldur's Gate 3 is not that strong, so
if we have our friend from the Shadow Realm, yeah, maybe it's two v two. So, but this one like no.
No, heck, if I played Baldur's Gate 3, it might have a different outcome.
Sweet. Yeah, very sweet.
Haha, see what I did there. Okay.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
okay. I would let go either Armored Core 6 or Star Wars Jedi Survivor from this list.
I will go for Star Wars because when you put it that way, like if it is a cinematic, like if it's a TV show, Disney Plus, or a cinema movie, yeah, that twist can you say, oh, that would be so cool. Tapi in a video game, like you're already expecting it, kan?
You know what? Putting into that perspective is it works, as in, like, why not we celebrate the best story that is better, or maybe can only be delivered in the form of a video game.
Yes.
Hmm.
And Star Wars, you said like if you have a popcorn in hand, you like if this was the usual Star Wars movie, kan? You would know that twist is coming, but.
And I'm saying that Star Wars Jedi Survivor is a fun story, but you know where it goes. It's when I think of it, it's kind of the similar argument we can lay down with Spider-Man 2 lah.
Yeah.
I mean, that story is good, but it doesn't. It's a bit different. Like, remember God of War Ragnarok kan? That story feels so connected to the gameplay itself that it carries over. It feels like a better story. This one feels like if I just watch the cinematics alone on YouTube, kan, I already have the same fun of playing the video game for the story. Something like that lah. Okay, we have a 5.
And here comes the hard one. And here comes the hard part.
We brush around Starfield in this conversation because we have a whole episode about just discussing the plot twist.
That was 1 hour. That was just talking about it. It was 1 hour.
That's why we kind of gloss over it. But the short summary is the fact that New Game Plus is big into the story is mind-blowingly brilliant. And they were brave to make sure you have a companion die and have you go through the funeral process.
Yeah, that is, I think, like in a modernist take, that is the most that's the most audacious move. Like you could marry that man or woman, but he or she dies already. That's it. On to this next cycle you go.
Yeah, it literally is in another universe. We can pay. We could have paid taxes together again. Yeah, this is the sort of game.
Together in another universe. Yeah.
Yeah, another universe, you might have still be alive.
We could have done taxes with each other.
No, Starfield is clever in that way. That the fact that, okay, how do we design a game that plays forever? I got it. Let's bake it in. And literally have it like, okay, you're done with this state of the world. Okay, go into the Unity and start a new life. Fresh start.
Okay. So, oh my god, I like all of them. That's the problem. I like hearing the stories of all of them. That's the problem.
Anand, do you have a preference here?
Nah.
I mean, I haven't played any of this, or at least some of Hi-Fi Russia, but that's like barely. Oh yeah, I played some Starfield.
Okay, what story leaves a lasting impression? You still remember vividly the story, the ending, the experiences. You want to talk about the story more. Like for me, within this what did I play? I just played 2. So either Hi-Fi Rush or Armored Core 6 . So for me, that game would go to Armored Core 6.
Yeah, like
It's so fun to
I
discuss.
played 3. I played 3 of them, so
Yeah. Armored Core 6 is so fun to discuss. I love the discourse of it. I just love to hear people's take on this what are the situation of it all, because it's kind of like it's not all spelled out, but it just leaves enough things to work around, like to for people to like figure out how the world works, how the law of it all, and what do you think of the state of the mess up world. The general consensus is pretty messed up lah.
pretty messed up, yeah.
But still, it's fun to see how people stand on the different nuances the game's teams
Yeah.
tackle in.
I mean, that's the hallmark of From Software
And
games.
so who's the bad guy
they
here?
don't tell one-to-one. It's like,
Mm.
okay, here's
It's
some
all
stuff. Think about it.
yeah, it's all morally gray. Macam like no good guy, no bad guy. It's all gray in the middle. It's up to you to decide what is right, what is correct. And I think like as someone who hasn't played any of the Outer Core again, like at all from the PlayStation 1 to now, I think like in a story sense, I think Armored Core wins it. Because from your explanation again, like it is far more bleaker than macam like the likes of Starfield and Alan Wake. The weirdness that's Alan Wake, the sadness that is Space Bound, and the weirdness that is New Game Plus of Starfield. Kan. Armored Core at the start and end. And you know the end is either bad, worse, even worse.
And the fun of it all, what is bad, worse, and even worse depends on how you look at it. You can have a long discussion about which is the good ending.
Even among bad things, is still morally grey. Like,
Yeah, even the most bad one is like, oh,
which
shit.
sludge do I want to kill myself on? Radioactive sludge or toxic sludge?
The fact that I can see that nuking here is the better option within the context Armored Core 6, not in general. No, I do not stand for that. But within this context, I would have stand on that side is just fascinating to the point that, oh yeah, this is the world they have painted to make you consider a different moral values. When this world is this messed up, where do you stand? What do you think of it? It's fun, man. It's fun because there's no stakes on it, because it's not real. That's the thing, it's not real, so we can have fun of discussing, oh yeah, people die here, well, how many people should die? Because you know there are more stuff are happening right now, so I should mention that.
It's the train thing.
Yeah, trolley problem, man.
Trolley problem, yeah.
Yeah.
The trolley problem.
Yeah, hypothetical. You don't have to. There is no solution to the trolley problem because it's not real.
No, it's not real. It kills you either. It kills people either way, left or right.
But it's fun to see how you think of it all. It's fun to see your solution. It tells what sort of person you are. Not necessarily you are evil or good, but you know how you come to the decision. Come to a decision, or
yeah, I think so. Yep. So, congrats to Mr. Armored Core, Mr. Dog himself.
Congratulations to Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. Best story.
Yeah. But the dog today will have a good treat. He will be taken care of.
Yeah, you see it, buddy. Rusty's emblem is a dog, a wolf, so it fits.
So now we shall put on some very interesting shoes, and we shall now go into the weird and wonderful side of the indies, of the indie sphere. You know, the games that doesn't have the budget of a AAA, but still have enough leverage to be impactful to the industry and in the gaming space altogether. And so we shall now reset the clock. And here are the nominees for Best Indie. Oh yeah, do note, these are actual indies and not under a big corporation by
We have a long discourse because like previous years, okay, we have to clarify it now lah. Previous
Mhm.
years we still count indie style games as we now call them, which are games that looks like indie game, carries that indie spirit. That nebulous term will define it later, but they are associated or under the umbrella of a large publisher. So this time around, so moving forward, we won't include games from private division, EA originals. So those kinds of games where they have been supported by a larger established multi-million company, even though the game
yeah.
still is like indie budget or indie passing, indie style kan, we
Mhm.
unfortunately cannot count them because of the circumstances. The discourse has happened, so we agree to the masses. We follow that. So yeah. Okay, the nominees.
So the nominees are We Welcome Again, A Space for the Unbound, and then we also welcome in Against the Storm, and also this interesting one. It is Holocure Save the Fans. That's also in our best indie, alongside Phantom Brigade, Slayer's X, Terminal Aftermath, Vengeance of the Slayer, and that's it. Yeah, top 5. We can start the deliberations. Okay lah. So I shall start the deliberations while talking about Holocure, because in a sense it is just Vampire Survivor or Reverse Bullet Hell, depending on who you ask. But it has I guess your favorite VTubers from Cover Corp and Hololive, like Ayame, Ayame, Ame, Zeta, if you know these names, you know this game is this. And the best part, this indie team of 2 people, by the way, because I follow one of them, K Animations, one of the dev. He and another person is just working on this game that they somehow has put it on Steam to a pretty good review, to mostly positive. So they are the pretty good team of 2. And I guess this highlights like the more like fan games type of indie games can, like they're not making here for a profit. No, they are just here because they like what they have, and they like to share it with everyone else. And that embodies the spirit of indie life, because fan games are everywhere. Like you have fan games for the likes of Undertale, or I guess the weirder more in ever fan games like a certain visual novel stuff. But hey ho, this for me embodies the best of indie, because fan game is free. Yeah, everyone can try it. Everyone did try it. Like I think like the peak for Holocure in the Steam charts is 100,000 people at once, like back in the launch. So yeah, Holocure is pretty good. And I guess same can be said for basically Southeast Asia's darling, A Space for the Unbound. Like I don't think they were expecting to go that global to the point where they are nominated to be best indie in the Game Awards. And but for good reason, the story is good. The game is very nostalgic, like very point and clicky. Something like I guess for most people that they haven't played that in a while, and by a while probably a decade or 2. And I like the story, and like if you heard just now this story, like the story itself is just emotional. And what we play besides that, like it encompasses what I feel an indie game can do. They can push the boundaries of storytelling even by using like art that is probably a decade two behind. Tapi that's fine, because they are there to make a good time, essentially. And I like I don't want to be biased, because Southeast Asia bias and all, but
Oh, we
it
can
is
be
the best of
biased.
us. Oh, we can be biased. Oh no. Okay, never mind. I'll check the statement anyway.
We've said it
But
out. We just let people know we are biased in that way. It's fine. This is
yeah,
our
okay, yeah,
awards.
biased. Yeah. Itulah, I like I am sad that no one here in Malaysia have done like this. Like a story. It there are some coming in, but not as sad as this one. Like my god. Like it opens the possibility of like indie games and to be this impactful. Games for change, essentially. And I like I kind of wish I paid for it because we got it because we got it for review earlier in the year. Like I kind of wish I paid for it because they deserve all the bucks for this one. So Mac, your turn to deliberate.
Okay, I'll make it short because I will not be championing Phantom Brigade or Slayers X any further. They are excellent games on their own right, but let's acknowledge that they are very niche and they are very the what you say, the appeal of these games is very specific. Probably one person in these rooms, but they are taking what you say, they are using their indiness to good use lah. Like Phantom Brigade was an early access game where they have been experimenting with, okay, how do we make a different kind of strategy tactics, SRPG as some may call it, but try and make it like not necessarily turn based and not necessarily real time. And they've struck a very interesting balance between the two with the whole video editing thing, as I like to dub it. Meanwhile, Slayers X is, we've talked about it in another category, and it's a competent boomer shooter. It feels fun to play, and it doesn't necessarily require you to have a nostalgia to it, though it actually helps to palette the quite discerning taste of the aesthetic. But when it comes to a video game, it's very well put together. You can have fun shooting all of the weird now it occurs to me there's a interesting a secret boss fight. It's a giant toilet, and it's a giant toilet who speaks with a hillbilly accent, or rather a southern accent. I'm sorry for that. Southern accent, but all the words are your medieval style. Oh Zane, thou perish. But a very southern accent. I cannot do it. So it's goofy like that. Of this, when it comes to mechanically, the most mechanically sound, I would argue, between all the 5 games, and it would be Against the Storm. True to the fact that there's a lot, the most of the appeal of this game is through its tight gameplay, the many intricate system working together in a way that you have to solve problems, you have different solutions, you have to figure out which solution works for these particular circumstances because you are working with RNG and the rain isn't stopping you and the queen is waiting for you to chop, hurry up, get it done. So you are having to make decisions under pressure. So yeah, I'm kind of selling it short, I guess, the storm, because I don't want to drag it into another 1 hour talk. Because this game is so, there's a lot of good things to talk about. There's elements of a city builder again. There's also elements of a roguelike, but I haven't mentioned that it's technically also a production, a little hint of Factorio, because you have to figure out, okay, the materials here, how many goes in, how many goes out, and then those goes out into another building that use that material, how many goes in, how many goes out. You have to figure that out also, because I have situations where I'm looking at, I want to make biscuits. I have all the stuff. I have my flour already, I have my farm, so where have the biscuits gone? And apparently I forgot, I've been letting the biscuits to be shipped out for export. Like, I forgot. I have to turn this down. The people are starving. Why I'm selling it out? Damn it. Something like that lah. Along that lines. Okay, you know what? Out of this best indie list kan, I would go for either a Space for the Unbound or Hollow Kill to lead to be on top. I'm happy with either two.
That's me right now thinking, oh no.
Huh? Which one do you prefer? Which one you feel? I mean, like shout out to Hollow Q or shout out to like Hollow Life Production for, even though this is a multi-million company again, but they just say, yo, you can do it. We're not taking money out of it. You're not making money. Okay, cool. Go have fun. Make it. They are not involved in any way again.
Yep.
Very hands off. But they just
they actually asked the dev as well, like, do you want us to pay you for this? No, we don't want it.
Because the devs solely because that dev decline payment kan, it's in this category. If they take the money, immediately off. Immediately it becomes
yeah, but that's what they say, like, they get guidelines and we said you can be in our indie game project. No. No. We need more money. We just want to do it for the fans. Tapi I think like I prefer Hollow Cure due to the fact that it is just a really good game. Like, it's just a really good game to play. It is kind of reverse bullet hell and all, and it's fun. Like, you can just like not play it for a few months and then come back, play it. Yeah, you immediately in the groove. Like, you know what to do and all.
Mm-hmm.
So I am leaning towards Hollow Cure.
Well then,
We have a winner.
We have a winner. Yeah.
congratulations to Hollow Cure Save the Fans.
Yep.
For continuing the streak of 2 reverse bullet hells winning best indie.
Yeah, Vampire Survivor got it last year. The Vampire Survivor streak goes on. I'll start the clock because before we go into the big one, the top 10 of Gamer Matters and Gamer Malaya, we shall now go into the depths of hell for a quick peek into the Trashfire. Why? Because these are the games that were just terrible, awful, and no good. And yet somehow they get released in the year 2023. And well, here are the winners or the losers, depending on who you ask.
Quote unquote.
For the Trashfire of 2023. So here are the winners. From Arcane Studios, we have Redfall.
God damn it. God damn it.
It is what it is.
Uh,
Then from Necon, we have Lord of the Rings Golem. Insert the Golem. Golem will remember this. No, he won't. And then we have from West Connections. This one, I think nobody remembers this one anymore because The Last Hope, which was a clone of The Last of Us that was so bad that Nintendo, the big N that never intervenes for the first time and pull this game out of shelves. That's how bad it was. But it's not as bad as King Kong: Rise of Kong, created by Gamer Meal Productions. Like, the name itself is a is a telltale sign. And lastly, our winner of the Trashfire Award goes to Fantastics The Day Before. Who knew? Who knew a trailer that looks so fake turns out to be fake? Who knew? All right, so
okay, that's enough. Okay,
it's
wrap it
enough.
up.
All right,
Wrap it up.
to the trash you go.
Let it burn.
Let it burn.
For those curious why we're not spending time, they don't deserve the time to talk
Yeah,
about
that's
more.
the time. Nope.
Just acknowledge and move on.
Right, so here we are. The final category of our award show. the big one, the game of the year. We shall now choose the top 10 from the list, and then we shall nominate our winner for 2023. So we move to the next slide. I guess
Go.
these are the choices. So here are the choices for our top 10 in alphabetical order. So first up, we have Against the Storm. And then we have Elevate 2, Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, Baldur's Gate 3, Dave the Diver, Dead Space 2023, Final Fantasy 16, Hi-Fi Rush, Lies of P, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Starfield, and running out the top 10, Street Fighter 6. And I guess time will start now.
Okay, first I need to say first that the list we have here is not full 10 games. There's still a few games that needed booting out.
Oh.
And of course,
Oh yeah,
the
there's
next
one more.
Yep. And the next step is that we have to rank them from 1 to 10. So how do we start here? Okay, I have obvious picks that I hope can go in without contest. Okay. I want to put Armored Core 6 on there,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to put Hi-Fi Rush on there.
Mm,
Are we good?
Yes.
yes.
Can?
Agree.
Okay. Okay, now I'm pushing the bargain here.
Yeah.
What if Armored Core 6 and Hi-Fi Rush
Mhm.
in the top 5?
Agree.
Agreed. Yep.
Okay. What if
Oh my.
I'm
Okay.
gonna push it to Game of the Year immediately. Allah. Okay,
Alright.
okay. Okay, that's one my pick first. Okay.
I want to say Starfield is a locked top 5 as well, because you and I have spent more than 200 hours. So combined 400 hours now in this one game alone. I'm pretty sure it can be in the top 5.
Okay, but under one condition.
Yeah.
Highest it can go is 2.
Deal. I will take that. I will take that because God, like I understand that it is a good, like this is my personal favorite. It will be my top 1 probably in my personal list. Tapi in our retrospective punya website, I don't, yeah, like, even though this is our, by the way, for those listening, this is our second ever 10 out of 10. And the only people that have been giving 10 out of 10s in this website is myself. So I am a bit biased. But if it just be in second place, I wouldn't be mine. I wouldn't fine. I should be fine.
Yeah, I'm saying that it cannot go higher than 2, implying that it can go further.
That's why, yeah. Yeah, I said, if you put it right now in the something second place, yeah, it's fine. I can live with that. All right.
No, because even though I do enjoy my time with Starfield, I still have so many other issues with that game to fully heartedly like rally that game to the top. Like I feel like I have, like for me kan, okay, the thing that I've discovered with myself is that I do enjoy playing games a lot. The games that I don't think that I fully enjoy the most. Essentially, I like the fast food games in a way, in that way. Like, okay, I played let's put example kan. I think Armored Core 6, I cannot remember on top of my head. That okay, Armored Core 6 is clearly my game of the year, like my personal game of the year. No contest kan. You know why kan? I'm a pre Dark Souls From Software fan. I've been playing Armored Core. Now me and the homies, all the fellas who've been waiting for FromSoft to get into the robot, and they are here and they are doing it very well. So easily best game for me. But I don't think I put that much time compared to like a game like Starfield where I just keep playing. Okay, fine, let's just do this. 6 hours later, okay, fine. No, this game too many problems. Next day, boot up Steam. 6 hours later.
6 hours later. Whoops.
I have no explanation, but I feel like okay, maybe this is a good one lah, a good explanation. When I thoroughly enjoy a game, I can put it down. I say I'm good. That was fantastic experience. Fine. But maybe for games that I feel like there's still issues kan. Let's put in more time. Let's see if give it a chance. I guess that's my way of reckoning why I'm putting too many hours into stuff.
Maybe this for 200
Yeah.
hours later.
No, like objectively, if you ask me to review Starfield kan, there's it won't be a 10 out of 10.
Like for just some background backseat punya stuff. Like when Mac said in our group chat, oh yeah, they would like to still write the review stuff. I immediately said yes. That's how excited I was.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
we put Starfield. But remember, these are not locked in yet.
Just not like it. This is just the qualifying round, the rapid charge. Alan Wake. Oh, this is interesting.
Put
Alan Wake.
it in.
Log in, yeah. Okay.
I would be happy to see somewhere in the top 5.
Oh,
Also,
yeah, but
if it can go up there lah, but we'll
I
discuss
think it can
later.
go. Yeah, I think it can go out. Baldur's Gate. That is the problem right now, because I am the only person I've played Baldur's Gate is me, and like I hope I'm sorry to I guess to our listeners can it won't win. I am with for sure 100% certain. Yeah, it's not gonna win Game of the Year for us. So sadly, I think it can be in the top 10.
It absolutely has to be in the top 10.
Yeah, yes, it's confirmed top 10. Yeah, it gets the points. In F1, it gets the 1 point, 1 or 2 points at least. The AlphaTauri point.
Mostly because of one reason. We've been consistent in like supporting games with system based mechanics, gameplay forward mechanics. So it would be remiss to not celebrate Baldur's Gate 3, even though
Yes.
the atmosphere in this room does not favor much of that game.
I'm sorry, we are future centric.
Queue in the next few months later when I get Baldur's Gate 3 for cheap, and they say, "Yo, Baldur's Gate 3, man, game of the year, man."
And then Mac falls into the hole, and then wakes. The next time we record the next season, he's wearing a drow outfit already. How travelers? Oh my
Like
God.
I'm very well aware that can happen. So, but at the moment, I don't feel like I'm gonna push it that high. And even Daniel is not really pushing it also, so we can let it simmer down there.
Yeah, because personally, to be frank, I've only entered playing CRPGs, the likes of Pillars of Eternity, Neverwinter Nights, and Baldur's Gate itself, back in 2020. So like it's 3 years. Well, I've been playing Fallout 3 for New Vegas since 2010, 2014. So a decade. That's like, I am a more action RPG oriented man. So that's why I would put Starfield higher, because it's still an action RPG game. So not even recency bias. It's just like I prefer Starfield stuff type of stuff. So hey ho. But what about Spider-Man?
Okay. If you're gonna make a cut, man, I have a good solution.
Spider-Man,
No. I'm not saying yet. Okay. It will be either the 2 blockbusters.
Oh,
It will be either Final Fantasy 16 or Marvel Spider-Man 2. I think people who have already gotten the clue of it all, we don't favor much about like big cinematic games. I mean, we enjoy it. I enjoy it, but I don't champion them to be. Okay, it's too mainstream, I guess.
too safe.
And even Final Fantasy 16, the appeal for me for Final Fantasy games have been usually what the weird RPG mechanics they are doing, and they replace most of the RPG stuff with action gameplay, and the action is fine. I would say good, even great maybe. But there are many other like elements that kind of like stuck with me that I feel like drown it out. Like, oh, the game's maybe a bit too long, they stretch it out too long, and I don't feel like the plot is satisfyingly ending, even though the act of the ending itself, the finalizing of the fantasy was awesome. But when I put down the controller and think back, okay, so what happened at the story? Like, ugh. That's my,
No.
that's my experience, because it started strong. The world building was super great, but then meanwhile, Spider-Man 2, I just feel like balance. Okay, this
It
is fun.
doesn't do it doesn't do
Okay.
that much, kan?
Mm.
Yeah.
No, because I'm just not that kind of crowd, man.
The crowd that got angry that Baldur's Gate won.
Like I acknowledge those games are great. I play it. I put in the time. I put in the 60 hours. Okay, maybe 30 too much. 60 was Final Fantasy. I put in the time, but it didn't stick to me as much, despite them being, these who have been in every person, or maybe not every person, most of the mainstream gamers top 10 list. Some would say easy edition, easy game of the years, but for me it's like, it doesn't have giant robots, man.
If Mecha Spider-Man from Into the Spider-Verse comes into Spider-Man 3, I think it will give it Max Game of the Year. I'm pretty sure.
Not necessarily, because because you know what? That would just make me think about, oh yeah, they're putting the Mecha Clank mini game from Ratchet and Clank into Spider-Man.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Maybe my love for Insomniac is like a hindrance for this game to go up there, because I'm familiar with their tricks. Oh, the wingsuit, oh yeah, that's from Spyro the Dragon, and that one Ratchet and Clank game where you have a mini game where you use the 6-axis controller to control. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, too long for the amble, so I think I leave it to you guys. You guys feel what's better on our list between the two. Street Fighter 6 should be there. Up.
It should be there, yeah. Should already be top 10.
Good fighting game, also decent RPG.
I think Final Fantasy deserves to stay in the top 10. And Marvel Spider-Man has to go, because Final Fantasy for all its long like long-winded quest, from what I've heard. Long-winded quest. A story that feels like a Game of Thrones style, but with a Japan flair. But one thing like I've seen that everyone that I've known likes about Final Fantasy is that when your vision is uncompromised. Is that true? Betul lah. Like their vision kan. Oh yeah, we want to make a gritty fantasy game with kaiju battle for no reason other than to make it a spectacle.
Yeah. And the fact that this has been a competently released Final Fantasy since a while, as in like competent, I mean the game doesn't have issues or bugs or whatever.
Should be applauded. Should be applauded for Final Fantasy.
And overall, the consensus doesn't feel, even though at the start it feels like a polarizing game, because we're not going to do a full RPG, we're going to do an action game more. It's not as polarizing. Most people like it. Most of the Final Fantasy people like it. So it's a matter of, if I didn't finish Final Fantasy 16, I probably put it higher. I put in too much time in this game. Okay lah, put it in.
So I'm sorry, Mr. Miles Morales and Peter Parker. You have been fired once again.
Oh no.
Hey, 2020, you guys won. You guys were in the top 10 for Miles Morales. So yeah, you were in 10. Yeah, now you're you have been demoted to 11. All right.
Since we remove one, I think we can add in all the other games lah on the list.
Okay. Yep.
We have 12.
12 eh? Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4,
one more.
5, 6, 7, 8,
One
9,
more.
10. All right, one more.
One more.
I thought it wasn't easy yet. Okay. Let's look at the two.
The last two will be
We haven't talked about Against the Storm or Dave the Diver.
yes. I was about to say it is the battle of the indies. The true indie versus the corpo indie.
Indie style.
Indie style. So
What do you guys feel strongly most? I have a pick, but
Yeah,
I want to
okay.
hear from you guys.
Just evaluating on our nebulous metric of indie spirit against the storm wins.
yeah, I guess it's not wins by not by default. And like I like to see because ever since we talked about Against the Storm since last week before we start recording it, I've been getting like TikTok videos of people playing Against the Storm, and it actually looks good. And I think like the zeitgeist is that the when people from TikTok and like the biggest social media right now is also playing Against the Storm, bodes well for that game.
I didn't expect to hear Against the Storm on TikTok of all places. What the
That's
hell?
why I saw it.
I don't think people playing on TikTok are playing this sort of game. Okay, okay.
And then now you've been mistaken. You're mistaken. They are playing it. That's why. That's the best part.
Oh man, I hope they can figure out how to. No, never mind. No good reference for Against the Storm that can take on top of my head. I played too much of it. As in, not I hate it. As in like, oh, there's so many things to like figure out. Like my head is still, even though I put out the review, I still like think a lot of that game. There's so many
Yeah.
brilliant things that city builders of the future will definitely poke and prod. They will try something, looking at what they have done, what they have built.
Yeah, I mean, even talking about city builders in general, they really worm into the player's head. Like, case in point, I played Frostpunk, and I cannot stop thinking about the game even after like I got the ending of the main campaign. I was like, okay, how can I do things differently?
Yeah.
It's not a roguelike, but you know,
You
even
feel
City
like a roguelike.
Skyline,
Yeah.
SimCity, whatever. That's the appeal of this city builder type of game.
It's the next step of survival narrative city builders kan. Go full roguelike. So it's the next step. Okay, sorry Dave, you can dive down on the water. Okay, since
Go
now
back
we
down
have a
there,
list.
please. Sorry.
We now have a list. Let's put it in there, all of them. Let's see if we have a top. Okay, should we discuss? Should we figure out who's on the top 5 or figure out the bottom 5?
Let's
Which one?
figure the bottom five. Yeah, let's figure out the bottom five.
Okay, because either way we gotta get the list done.
Okay, as good as Dead Space remake is, it's still the old Dead Space.
It's just a remake. Yeah, practical
There's no
update.
experimentation here. It's just okay. We made everything better, and that's it. It's still the good old Dead Space, just made better. Nothing new in there.
So that means
Like, yeah.
Lies of P could go higher then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it a top
I
five
would
game?
argue Lies of P should be higher than Dead Space because you know it's a more open, it's a less linear game because just the customization alone. Yeah.
Okay, we have made a connection between Lies of P and Dead Space kan. Okay, Final Fantasy 16, can it go higher or lower between those two?
I don't think Final Fantasy 16 is a top 5 game.
Hence why I'm comparing it with these two, because this like, can Lies of P go to the top 5 or I might have assumed stuff. Okay, because I think Final Fantasy 16 can go the bottom 5. To are we defaulting Dead Space to number 10 for now?
Should be okay.
Should be okay, yeah.
Should be okay.
Okay, so now Baldur's Gate, where does it land? Because I don't think it's a top 5 juga. Like from the reading around the room right now, it doesn't feel like a top 5. It's the bottom 5 in the game juga, sadly. But it is better than Final Fantasy 16 as an RPG game. Is that correct?
Okay,
Is my consensus correct?
I was thinking about saying that, but you have just took the words out of my mouth. Okay?
Can because Baldur's Gate is better than Final Fantasy as an RPG game. and that's it. And that's my consensus as well.
Because it seems barely an RPG, but I mean,
Like
but
Baldur's Gate is true RPG.
like even considering it, even as a video game, I think I would feel better looking at Baldur's Gate 3 being above that.
Mhm.
I'm okay with Street Fighter 6 hanging down at the bottom 5, just whatever
Yeah.
order.
Yeah.
I'm just
I think
happy
I
to
think they're
see
good
it
at nine.
around.
Yeah, I think they're good at 9.
Good at 9, eh? Okay, I think we lock that space 2023 on number 10 for now.
Yep.
Street Fighter 6 should land on number 9.
Then 8, 7. Yeah, 8, 7.
Lies of P will go higher than Baldur's Gate 3.
No.
No.
Okay. Okay, so
BG3 is way too high value to be below Lies of P.
alright.
Honestly.
So we have Lies of P. Okay, but can it hang above Final Fantasy 16? I would say no. I would say down.
I would say no. Yeah,
No.
Okay. Now where do we slot against the Storm? Would it be just 8 or
It should.
I could push it
Okay.
high? There's an argument to be made it be higher.
I want to argue.
So
We have. This is the fun one. I'm
in
gonna.
Lies of P because the experimental nature of
Yeah. I
mashing
guess.
through
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. I want to. Yeah. I think that is true. Like, but I'm like. The fact that it's experimental, roguelike and city build, the two things that should we come together somehow make it work. Yeah, I think it beats a trusted formula Soulsborne. It beats that
Mhm.
just by being weird.
Okay. But would okay, as it stands, we have from 6 to 10, we have Final Fantasy 16, Against the
Yep.
Storm, Lies of P,
Mhm.
Street Fighter 6, and then Dead Space.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's good. Yeah.
I feel like Against the Storm can jump one more position because
Bawa Fighter
Yeah.
nah,
above
itulah.
FF. Yeah,
Switch,
I think
switch,
yeah.
Like from my
Switch,
as I've expressed before I feel more strongly for Against the Storm rather than Final Fantasy 16, though
Yeah.
I still want a cinematic game to be around here.
Mm-mm.
There's still like a merit to that game, but itulah, the vibe is just not strong. Okay, it's a bit hard for me to like push it above Baldur's Gate 3 lah for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bottom 5 lock.
Yeah, bottom five is locked. Yep.
Okay, sweet. Okay, now we figure out the top 5. So
I shall go first. Baldur's Gate stays at 5.
okay, no questions for me.
No question asked. Yeah, like the top 4, right? The 4 above them, man, are all unique in its own way. Like Baldur's Gate is also unique in its own way. Tapi the consensus that it is not really most of other room in your cup of tea. Like besides, technically, it's not even my cup of tea because I've only joined playing CRPGs recently. So yeah, so it's a testament that they're done pretty good if they're in 5th place.
Like I think from the top 4 we have narrowed down it's the same 4 games you've been hearing a lot of us
Yes.
discussing and taking a lot longer time compared to other games.
Yep.
Kan, like particularly like Elevate 2 is up there. Armored Core 6 has been running around with a couple of awards. Have Rush as well. And also Starfield.
Starfield, yeah, they won the first award, so they are waiting for the final one. Mr. Todd is aiming with a sniper rifle at my head. Oh my god. Okay, so the top 4. I want Alan Wake to be number 1, tapi like the issues that I've said in my review, like the game was buggy as heck. Like, it's only been the current update which added the new game plus, baru fix everything. Which if you play it now, it's actually quite late. Like they already won the big bucks and all and such. And it is hard pressed for me to make them like go above from their spot right now. Like they're kind of like macam what is that? I guess they're kind of like in F1 Aston Martin. They did well, really well, but they just faltered at the end. So pardon my F1 usage.
If you're saying that Alan Wake 2 cannot go higher, kan?
Mhm.
And then we've made the agreement that Starfield also cannot go higher than number 1 and number 2.
Oh, so it's
So
between.
the discussion
Oh my god.
has very neatly narrowed down into 2 games. So if we figure out our game of the year, we have a list.
Yes.
Unless Starfield wants to go to number 2. So if Starfield can make an argument to go to number 2, there's also another thing we can discuss. So
How many minutes can you give me? How many minutes can you give me to argue for Starfield?
I want to say as long as you want, but we're running out of time.
Yeah, sorry, 26 minutes. Okay.
Luxury of time.
Okay, all right. 1 minute. Starting. Okay, now. So, between again, second and third. So, Hi-Fi Rush and Starfield. Macam Hi-Fi Rush, after the launch and after their arcade mode, I guess the hype dies down, but it is expected for something that is a single player game, man. But Starfield has been since September non-stop. There will be at least a few weeks. There will be an update by the bigger press or like the bigger press than us, or the people that are playing the game. Like, oh yeah, I found this, I found that, and then like, oh no, the mod said this, and the mod say that. Like, the side guys of Starfield, kan, kinda dwarves Hi-Fi Rush, even though they are both owned by Bethesda, in a sense. Like, I like Hi-Fi Rush because I played it. Tapi I would go for Starfield more due to the fact that they are more well known in a sense that they can like, because they are still updating the game. While meanwhile Hi-Fi Rush is that's it, this one and done after the arcade mode. So I believe, and this is again really biased. I feel Starfield deserves second place at least.
Okay. Okay. Lulus?
Me ramble for
Pass?
1 minute.
Still not so.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm not sold. Okay, hold on.
Me rambles for 1 minute. Apa? Speech checks feels.
Like, if you ask me, I already agree that if Starfield can go up to number 2, it's fine. But I have reservations for going more further. Like at number 3 is already a solid place to land.
Yeah, betul kak. Yeah.
But right now, I should mention that those are not locked in. The number 1 slot is not locked in yet. Also, number 2 and number 3. So how do we do? Okay, is there an argument to push Hi-Fi Rush to Game of the Year, or
After Armored Core to be Game of the Year.
because honestly, if you ask me, kan, I would prefer. I don't mind either of the game winning, like Armored Core 6 or Hi-Fi Rush.
Sama.
So
Yeah,
that's
same.
that for me. I've mentioned Armored Core 6. For Hi-Fi Rush is the fact that this game feels like, even though it's suddenly drop out of nowhere, kan, even on day 1 it feels solid. Everything's there. Okay lah, apa the content, of course lah, the hype dies down, kan, people stop talking about that game, but that game makes such a lasting impression from January.
Yeah, sampai sekarang.
Until now, yeah.
It's
Plus the better accessibility
Yeah.
as compared to AC6, which is a From Software vision.
Is the
Play
niche?
my way.
Yeah, the niches of niche. That's the problem again. Like
The my way or the highway.
the my way, the helicopter repellent.
The
Oh my god.
bounteous keep. Nah.
So like, in a sense, like even though I just do that, like, but still, like, I think Hi-Fi Rush deserve at least one game. Yeah, at least Game of the Year. Betul. Sebab when you look at it in the broader sense, like the accessibility and the stuff and all, it's a pretty solid game.
Day one. Day
Day
zero.
one, from January, by the way, January. And these are the folks that made horror games, for God's sakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
These guys just made horror games the last 2 times.
And suddenly, we've made a rhythm action game. We figured out how to make a rhythm action game. Okay. And so that means Hi-Fi Rush is stuck there, or can win Game of the Year. Yeah, I think Starfield is locked number 3 lah.
Yeah, that's Starfield line number 3. It has somehow beaten Baldur's Gate and Alan Wake, so yeah, I'll take that as a win.
Like when I contemplating like, okay, what are my choices to push for Game of the Year? And I've mentioned, okay, I have 2 games. So one of them is the selfish one. The other is this is the one that is gonna be more agreeable. Okay, take a guess which one is which. Like Armored Core 6 is such a return to form for that particular series, but I understand that it doesn't like penetrate enough into the mainstream crowd. But the fact that it returned in this glorious form is such an event for me, at least.
Right. So
But Hi-Fi Rush is just what you say. I lost my train of thought there.
Oh no.
Shoot.
You know what?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I would like to give it to Hi-Fi Rush, but AC6, even though I haven't played it, just feels more primal. I watch like play
primal.
let's plays and
This-
stuff. Like, it's just it's in there in your heart. Just let's go.
The visceralness, yeah, betul gak? Like the viscerals, like even though it is, I said before, the niches of the niche kan, tapi they know how to treat their niches of the niche well.
Yeah.
You like this? Yes. There you go.
It's the fun. Okay, the other thing about Armored Core 6 is that this is just Armored Core again for most people. And for most people who didn't might have sleep on Armored Core they just discovered, this game has been like this. It has been all the time. It has been good like this. Just not enough people recognize it. It's not like they have like overhauled the game. Okay lah, the boss fights are a bit more tougher this time around lah. But I argue it's more accessible this time around. You're not there's no swimming into the depths. Debts. Like you're still raking in money. The economy won't punish you as hard as previous Armored Core games. Like remember, I usually joke about, can't wait to get into that. Get into finish a mission and you lose more money than you make money.
The mod.
But it's not like that. It's easier. In fact, I have like how many millions of spare money after finishing all the 3 playthroughs to see everything in Armored Core 6. So it's not that the game has changed. People have changed.
People have changed.
It's like that Demon Souls moment all over again.
Yeah.
The Demon Souls was rated terrible until more people learn to appreciate it for what it is. So I don't know where I'm going with the argument there. I'm just putting it out there. So
Yeah.
okay, Hi-Fi Rush or Armored Core 6?
Oh my god! Okay, let's take out the dime.
Nah.
Okay.
Okay, go.
Like your arguments before, Mag.
Mm.
ACC is just another AC. It's always been good.
Yep.
But for Hi-Fi Rush, let's say, it's really hard making rhythm game with this kind of like everything polished, doing it right. So I'm more biased to Hi-Fi Rush, I guess, because the sheer difficulty of like having it the whole package like this, just polished all around. Yeah. Hi-Fi Rush for me. For number one. How about you guys?
Okay lah. Okay lah. I think I don't want to be devil's advocate. Okay, like
Mhm.
because this is all on Mac, yeah. Because we are literally just three people, but like like over the years, guys, I've been thinking of trying out Armored Core again. Like it's like just looking at the videos, all of the weirdness of Armored Core itself
Mhm.
kind of reminds me of my favorite series, Ace Combat, because they are published by the same company, again, damn cool. But like in this Armored Core, this feels more down to earth. Like again, if you split the latest Ace Combat, it's more like more crazy again. This one, like this feels grounded. Like from the start, you are fighting a chopper with a tendril mech, and then later on you have to choose between three different aspects of ending. Like I feel like Armored Core can, despite all the odds,
Mhm.
they deserve number one because who
Yeah.
makes a mecha game in 2023
Who
this
doesn't like
hard?
giant robots?
And who doesn't like giant robots? Okay, so
You
Mac
dig
is
giant
now
robots.
yeah.
I dig
Man.
giant robots.
You
all
are
dig
our-
giant robots.
For this,
Ah,
you are now our linchpin. Okay, good luck.
I hope that I didn't got me into this position, but oh god damn it. Do I go with my gut or will go with my heart? God damn it.
Okay, which game reflects us the most? All three of us. I mean, I love Gundam. No question about that.
Gandamu.
Chibo no Hikari.
Blanking right now. Oh
Oh,
man.
it's
Oh no.
it's Joker, man.
The system is fried right now. To complete it, to make a decision.
The paralysis of choice.
Yeah.
The parents' choice.
Especially
You
when
are the torchbearer.
the argument. Oh god damn it. What choice? What choice should we give? I hope it doesn't feel selfish for me to be in this position, you know. Like this is the
No.
one or two of my favorite games of this
put me
year.
into this position last year.
If given the choice, which one would you rather not exist?
Oh, that's evil. Because there's a clear question. There's a clear
Honestly, I'll be okay if Hyper Rush didn't exist. But Armored Core, I want Giant Robots game.
Yeah, again, okay, we should preface it. We already prefaced it, but we should repeat it again. These awards are very much biased.
Yeah, it's
So,
very us.
Bias.
we lean into our specific bias and preferences, yeah. And now that you guys are pushing me to indulge in that, Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon.
Let's go.
Game of the year.
Game of the year.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Alan. They done it.
They've done it.
This would be the first win for From Software in the entirety of our Game of the Year awards. Pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They won't win again until the
They won't
new
win again
Adventures
after
of
this.
Cookie and Cream. The Adventures of Cookie and Cream next. We need to push for Adventures of Cookie and Cream next.
Oh my god.
Okay lah, let the people have enjoy the Elden Ring DLC first. But then, Cookie and Cream.
Yes.
There's a market for it now. People are playing co-op puzzle platformers. But anyway, it's like for Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon to win, kan? After all these years, almost a few decades, kan, where they've just been released. Oh yeah, this is a B game. This is just your usual
game,
7 out of 10. You can watch that one Jeff Keighley review. He just say, it's basically indifferent about that game, kan. And then to see it go this far, kan. Mostly, of course, it's mostly because the developers have gained that reputation, they've gained the respect that they deserve, kan. And now, Armored Core got the respect, the due respect. You know how Armored Core has a lot of the fun sequel names kan? Like Armored Core 4, you have Armored Core 4 Answer. Armored Core 5, you have Armored Core Verdict Day, and if they're gonna do Armored Core 6, it'll be Armored Core Vindication. This has vindicated me to see, yo, giant robots have been cool all along. Now get in.
Get in.
Jump in. I know it's hard, but you can do it.
Oh wow, they have swept our game of the year. They have won 3 awards. Armored Core.
Ooh, nice.
It was written in the stars.
Hashtag Armored Core Sweep.
Armored Core sweep.
That was the thing, you know. There you go. That's our the Gamer Malaya and Gamer Matters Game of the Year Awards 2023. Thank you for sticking to the end of the show to this long. Again, a round of applause to the developers involved in crafting all these games that we have enjoyed throughout this year. Not just the 30, all of them deserve this. And hopefully,
even being 10th place, Dead Space does not like still give it like a lot of credit among all of our games that we played. 40 plus 50, I don't know.
Yeah, like Starfield got like I said, like biasly, like I love that this game so much. And third place is not that bad. Like third place. I mean, they won best Game Pass game for a reason again, because it's that addicting. You cannot you're getting your money back just by playing this to 200 hours for no reason.
Yeah, hopefully we look back like 10 years from now and look at the list and we just say, yeah, this was a good year for video games, and we still stand by our choices that we have made for the time. Yeah.
Okay, here's our previous winners. Nier Automata, good game. Monster Hunter World, amazing game.
Good game.
Control, again, Control,
man, that's so
amazing. Yeah, Yakuza Like a Dragon, or you Like a Dragon 6, Like a Dragon 7, amazing. And 2021's winner, Psychonauts, amazing game. And last year's winner, Need for Speed Unbound, the WILDCARD racing game won it for the first time. That is actually pretty good, yeah. So yeah, now Mr. Mecha will now join in our what's it called? Mount Rushmore of video games.
We already added 3 more faces on there. I will say Hall of Fame, but yeah. Yeah, we have to wrap up the show. The signboard is like blinking too much right now.
The burn-in please right up has burnt in into that monitor over on the right there.
This should have been the moment where we have, hey, let's look forward to what games that we think gonna be, you see you guys next year lah. We'll discuss it next year lah. I mean, new games are coming out in January. We're gonna discuss those very soon.
We have to meet Mr. Kasuga in Hawaii for some reason.
And bash people up, and there's also court cases. Yeah, plenty of stuff. So hopefully the momentum of good game releases continue. But until now, it's been a good year. 2023, a good year for video games. Spare thought to the game developers that deserve better treatment.
Yep. Come on, man. Pay your writers, pay your actors, pay your developers. Come on. You don't need that 7 yard.
That's the show. See you guys next year. That's Dialogue Log, the Gamer Matters podcast.
Yeah.
And see you in the next season.
See you next season. Bye bye.